Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to the PMCO 2020 Fall Split. My name is Varun Super Johnny John. Today we are going to be continuing our journey with the day number 3 of the Pakistan group stages, and it is going to be an even more intense journey because if you remember yesterday, due to some issues, we had to postpone the matches. So today, instead of 4 games, we have 5 games lined up for you guys, and that's going to mean some more PUBG Mobile action to watch. And for all that action, my partner in crime, the one who's going to be helping me out to break down the matches and break down the team's performances, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the Papa Bear himself, Fixes.
Thank you so much, Johnny. And we have been witnessing some intense PUBG Mobile actions, and all these teams have been so aggressive. And I mean, I've loved the way these guys play, the grenades, everything.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, the performances have been phenomenal indeed, and the performances are going to be carried on forward. But before we get the day started, we do have an important announcement for you guys straight from the officials, and I'm going to read out the official statement right now. It says, the PUBG Mobile Esports team investigated the currently active competitive PUBG Mobile players of PMCO Pakistan. We have discovered that 4 teams have made use of an unauthorized program, the type of which has been severely damaging the integrity of the game of PUBG Mobile. Therefore, we have decided to ban the following 4 teams from the ongoing PMCO Pakistan and future PUBG Mobile competitions for lifetime. The 4 teams are the HellRaisers, Team Ecstasy, Team Extreme, and 47 Esports. So these 4 teams are not going to be playing the group stages matches from now on. From the 32 teams that we have, only 28 teams are going to be playing the group stage, and that means only 4 teams will be eliminated. The 24 teams are still going to move on to the semi-finals from here on out, and that means a little bit less pressure on the teams that are left in the tournament.
Well, certainly, but you should always respect the ban hammer that really came in and during the right time. But we will also have to take a look at the prize pool this time as to how the share is going to be separated amongst the teams, along with the 3 slots for PMPL. The first position is going to get $2,600, followed by second position is going to get $1,600, and the third position is going to get $1,100.
Yeah, it is an intense prize pool competition as well, but 3rd to 16 you do get $1,100, but only the top 3 teams get the slot for PMPL Season 2. That's an extra sort of step in the process for the teams of Pakistan to qualify for the next stages of this entire new ecosystem that we have for the PUBG Mobile Esports all around the globe. Last time for the World League, the teams qualified straight from the PMCO. This time we're going to see them in action in the PMPL Season 2 as well, where they will face the teams from the previous PMPL, the PMCO from India and the PMCO from South Asia, the teams from qualifying over there as well. And how do you qualify for PMPL Season 2 and win the prize money for this PMCO? You do that by earning points in the matches that you play. So let's have a look at the point system as well, which has now become the tournament standard since a really long time. First position you get 20, second you get 13, third you get 10 points, fourth position you get 8 points, fifth position brings you 7 points, and so on. The points keep dropping. From 11 to 16 you just get 1 point for placement. Along with all this, you get 1 point for every single kill that you get in game.
Absolutely, and this has been prevalent since quite some time right now, and teams have adapted.
Yeah.
And the best part about the Pakistani teams is that they are very aggressive. So we are looking at a lot of kill points. I remember during the first day, TUF just got that 1 position point but had 10 kills, and which got them to the 3rd position in fact.
Yeah, it was an incredible matchup. Even yesterday as well, the game of Sanhok was pretty intense, and so was Erangel. But this time around, even the maps, as I said, we are going to have 5 games today, 1 from yesterday and the 4 we were originally supposed to have today as well. So that's going to mean it's going to be, the schedule is going to have 1 additional map, and as we look at the schedule a little bit in the future, we're going to be looking at the squads that are going to be playing first. And starting things off right off the bat, let's have the Group A in front of us with TUF, No Rules Extreme, and Golden Stars remaining in Group A.
Yes, and they will also be followed by another set of 4 teams, which will be on our screens right now. There you go, HotShotSs, IDL, 247 Gaming, and this is just 3 because one of those teams was unfortunately caught using in Group A. To be specific, 2 teams were caught using unwanted measures over there. But taking a look at Group B, we have NextGen Esports, SCYTES, Portal Esports, and F4 Esports. Quite a promising group this one is.
Yeah, even Group B has 2 teams removed. That is, North Esports and TeamHELLFIRE are going to be the teams left playing. And as we were talking about the teams Group C, where all 8 teams remain, it's going to be Park Falcons, IGen Gaming, TeamOP, HellRaisers, that is HR. The first 4 squads, the next 4 are also going to be pretty intense, as we do see Team HFD, Team OP, Team Bablu, and Exterminators in there.
Yes, certainly. And but I also would love to take a look at Group D as well. But with that, there you go. riskOP, Team H2E, ZARAR Esports, FoolEsports. They've been also playing really well yesterday. And taking a look at the remainder of the teams over here, we have TeamPKVIRUS, Solo Esports, RDX Esports, Red Esports. I was sitting on the sidelines. I was watching that very intense Sanhok game where Solo did manage to get the chicken dinner, taking down the members of Bablu. But what an amazing game that was. Both the teams firing on all cylinders.
Exactly. Everyone is firing on all cylinders. In fact, all 4 that they have in game. But let's now finally have a look at the schedule for the day, where the first game is going to be played on Erangel, second is going to be Sanhok, third Miramar, fourth Vikendi. These 4 games are going to be played by the teams of Group A and Group D. Moving forward, one game that's going to be transferred from yesterday, it's going to be the matchup from Miramar, which is going to be played by the teams of Group C and D.
Yes, and the matches that were left away, we will be continuing and will be completing them gradually as the day goes. But, you know, today, most of the matches are going to be A and D, and there won't be 2 teams playing. So 14 teams would be there in the lobby, and that means we are gonna witness a early slow game. Maybe that's a speculation, because you know we anticipate according to maybe South Asia or India, but this is Pakistan region. We have seen this region go pretty aggressive right off the bat. But well, if you're talking in general, we might expect to see a slow game initially, but as the game progresses after the 5th circle, all the teams are going to go all guns blazing.
Exactly, it is going to be all guns blazing indeed. TUF is going to be stepping back onto the battlefield. Solo is going to be back in the action again, and the fights are just going to get going as the game moves forward and the circles get smaller and smaller. But for that, we're going to have to see as to how the early game goes, because we know for a fact that Erangel and Vikendi and Miramar, 2 of the slowest games that we have, even with 16 teams. The pace over there is going to be even slower. Plus, with 2 teams being taken out, that means options for teams are going to be available to change their drop locations and strategies a little bit, and to experiment while they still can in the early stages of the group stages. Because when the matches start to get fewer and fewer for you to qualify, you can't experiment. You have to go for the old tried and tested methods that were working for you all along.
Absolutely. All these teams, most of them have played their 4 games, and today what they will be looking forward is to the momentum that either they had lost or they had gained. If they had lost, they would be looking to gain it, and if they had already the momentum, they would look forward to continue with it. So we have to see as to how and where these teams are going to drop off. Will there be any early game engagements, or will we see some last moment fights? So a lot of action is coming up your way.
Yeah, a lot of action is going to be there indeed. And in the last few days, we've had a lot of interesting circles on every single map as well. Be it Erangel, be it Miramar, be it Vikendi, or be it Sanhok. And that has been making matches more interesting for the teams, for us, and I hope for our spectators as well. Because earlier, during starting from the last PMCO all the way to the World League, it was like every single week you would have a meta for the circle set on the maps particularly, and the week would swap the meta. But over now in this time, like the meta, not the meta, but the circle points keep changing in every single game.
I believe while I was casting the Pakistan region,
Yeah.
there exists no meta. It's
Yes.
just, teams with their weapons just going all in. And, I've seen a lot of people taking those flank angles, those grenades. Yes, grenades are definitely delivered to perfection. But I think it's more of the gunpowder that this region has. That's a speciality, to be honest. Because the aggression that we got to see yesterday from Team Bablu and then even Team Solo and so many teams stepping up, even from Group A where we have Team F4 also playing.
Yes.
So a lot of big names are being over there, and we will have to see if these big names, if these old guards manage to survive the onslaught of the new teams that are coming in.
Exactly, especially with the old guards being split up everywhere. One big name you took was Team Bablu and F4. So F4, the story goes, it is the old lineup of Portal Esports now. The new lineup that you are seeing for Portal Esports, it's the original lineup for the Arcadians. Another good team that had an outstanding set of players and had outstanding performances throughout the history of competitive PUBG Mobile in Pakistan. As far as Team Bablu goes, we did see Ghost in action with the players from Team Solo who used to play under the banner of Team Envy earlier on, and also TUF coming in with one of the players from the original OG lineup of Team Bablu, Zameen. So with all the experience, with all that strategy coming in from that side, TUF have improved tremendously from the last time's performances, and that showcases in the matches that they have played so far.
Certainly. And another team that we might have to consider is NextGen Esports.
Yes.
I think they were also one of the teams that has been changed right now. The name of the org has been changed. What was that exactly, Danny?
IGen, I think you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about NextGen Esports.
Oh yeah, NextGen used to be Gaming Hub earlier on. GH, Emerge, Knight, all those guys also had incredible performances. I said IGen because even IGen has changed and are playing under a new banner. Earlier they used to be known as Fime. We were talking about Predator, we were talking about Motu. Incredible set of players, incredible set of performances. I mean, Predator himself had, as I said yesterday with me and Ocean when we were sitting, Predator had a highlight reel sort of a performance during the last PMCO, and that is sort of something that they're trying to replicate this time as well. Motu, an amazing assaulter in the game, and had an incredible run with FS when he was subbing in for them. But this time it's a new set of teams playing, and this is one thing that sort of changes how teams look at the game, because when you have these unknown elements step in, these new teams who you do not know what sort of an aggression they come with, who do not know what sort of strategies or what their drop locations are, they force you to change your own playstyle and adapt to theirs in the initial stages until you get a read on them.
I think I really love the amalgamation of the experienced player with those new players, and they come up with some good strats. They've got some good aggression coming in, some good gunpowder, because obviously if you're an experienced player, if you're forming a new team, you would look to pick up the best and who has potential. So certainly all these teams, those new lineups, the new rosters that have been made, we are looking very eager to see what they have to offer right now with their gameplay. And first game is going to be Erangel. We have had seen a lot of drastic circles, even going as far as the northwestern corner. So yeah. So today I think we will be witnessing some kind of a central circle, if you ask me to predict, and maybe Gatka or maybe a mansion-oriented circle, but that only we will get to know in the game.
Yeah, we're gonna find that out in the game, because the game is live, and let us have a look at the trajectory of the plane, which starts all the way from the southern side of Nowhere Epnoy and heads all the way to the very western edge of Gatka.
Yes, and this is going to be very, very troublesome for the teams that are going to with Zisnaya, Lipovka, maybe if some team wants to go to Kameshki or Severny or Zarki. So the areas on the western side, they are going to get jam-packed in, but we will also have to take a look on the teams that will be going towards Novoripnoi. There you go, Team IDL taking a drop over there. We also see the team of Solo dropping down at military base alongside 247, who is looking to head towards farm.
Yeah, the farm area is also going to be an intense one because look at how you get surrounded, or if the circle moves to the southern direction, that is the time when you have an easy rotation to those bridges. But on the other side, you have Milta towards your east. Westward rotations are going to force you to go close through Pochinki. And if you decide to go north, there's the shelter mansion sort of a situation that puts a lot of players in trouble. But right now, we do see the squad of Solo go in towards the military base, along with two squads who have decided to land one IDL, taking the control of Novorepnoy, and squad number 7, that is ZARAR Esports, taking the compounds outside of the compounds between the Novorepnoy bridge and the Novorepnoy containers.
Yes, and by the looks of it, they've got the highest point in this map right now, and they do not have the best of the loot, I would say. Just has a VSS and an UMP, so the damage coming in from the far would not be enough, or you just have to deal with the bullet drop that comes along with it. But ZARAR's Professor, he does look strong with those M4s and atomic gun pick, but I would really love to see as to where they're going to loot next. But if you take a look at the circle, like we predicted, it's a quite generic circle, somewhere shaping around the shelter or the prison area. And a lot of teams have to get inside the circle because we see a cluster of the teams amassing themselves on the western side.
Yeah, the circle on the western side is going to put the teams in a weird situation now because there is a lot of water involved. I mean, the teams on the southern side, they can rotate through the Novorepnoy bridge, but collisions are going to be pretty imminent. And also, on the western side right now, there's one team sitting right in the center of the circle, that is 247. Other teams are mostly on the edge or mostly on the extreme western side.
Maybe, and we will have to see that as to where the circle is gonna take the shift. But this was a good move coming in from 247 because they knew the zone has been formed. Most of the teams have opted to go towards the western side, and going towards Yasnaya certainly seems a good idea. It will be an easier route for them to make those rotations coming in. But if you take a look at Team Pool, but forget about them because Dino is already getting himself into action, taking down Zalal, and right now he is pushing in IDL, the team that had gotten the first chicken dinner. They are all hot-blooded right now. They know that they've got their enemies in the sides, and the rotation, the flanks are also coming in by the different players, and Hassan, Dino, even Moth has taken a right flank angle. Any moment he will also be joining the fray.
Yeah, they have to join the fray. Dino, he has the players spotted out, and Zom, it is going to be really difficult to get a revive on the lad, although the smokes are being deployed by the Professor, but he needs to cover the windows of the houses and not just throw the smokes in front of them. He spots out one on the balcony, goes for the shots and gets a knock, just evening out the situation and bringing the numbers down to 3 versus 3. But look at this, Moth, he's coming from the backlines, pushing in from the containers, and he can have a really good flank. But in the meanwhile, the distraction that Professor created has resulted in Zom being back on his feet. He's gonna get up and start running away from the situation.
Yes, and Hassan also needs a revive of his own, but Dino has other plans in mind. He is just going full aggressive, and this is a region that we are talking about, and this is the aggression that we expect to see from the Pakistani teams. Grenades are being lobbed in. Zalim also deploying his own Molotov, does drop off at the right point, but Dino was quick in predicting that. But right now, Moth, he is still holding off his angles right, and Dino, he is also waiting for his opponents to make some kind of move. Professor throwing out a pre-grenade in there, and I think our Team ZARAR looks to be in a bit of a pickle because they are kind of constricted or restricted to that one particular compound, and we will have to see as to when IDL is gonna make those rotations coming in, try to surround them. Those grenades are going, but they are not doing absolutely any damage.
Yeah, the damage not being dished out is just going to result in the utility being wasted. But Faizi, he's spotting out the players. But Professor, he is pretty much on point today. And the form looks really good. Anytime he spots out a player, he's making sure that he's dishing out at least 50% damage to the players of IDL. But they come back again. Healed up. Dino goes to the rooftop with his AK in his hand. All the players from Team ZARAR in front of him. And this crossfire that the players of IDL have set up, this could be really, really brutal since the players of ZARAR have now been cornered into that one red house on the roadside.
And right now, if you can take a look, ZARAR's Professor, he is trying to make a flank of his own. He is trying to spot the players of Team IDL. And we will have to see as to who or which exact player gets the first pick. And grenades have been lobbed in, but still it's a kind of a stalemate that has been formed right now between the teams. They are trying different positions, trying to figure out their enemies' locations, but you can see IDL pulling off their own shenanigans, getting on the rooftop of the buildings, and the smokes have been deployed, giving away their position that they are on the rooftops. And I believe these squads are out of grenades and throwables, resulting in which they have to rely on their pure gunpowder.
Yeah, that gunpowder is definitely going to be pretty important, but this fight for now has come to a standstill. Both the teams just waiting for opportunity to see an opening and to capitalize on it. Moth, he also has a Scarrel in his hands and has traded positions with his own teammate. Dino, who we saw a little while earlier, but Hassan is going to be spotted out. Professor being traded out by the players, and that can be the opening that one of them was looking for, but it doesn't look like it. And the squad mates of ZARAR, they are going to be in trouble. Another one steps out. That was a bad decision. He's going to be taken down in an instant. Going out in the open without any smoke, without any cover. The punish is going to be pretty hard by IDL, and now they're looking to close in on the other two remaining players who are stuck on the first floor. We do see the players trying to somehow find a flanking position. Dino, this can be really risky. Smoking the windows so that he can deny the vision and the push information coming in. But Zalim and his teammate, they are now just going to be stuck.
Yes, that they are, but right now you can see Deranged really trying his best to hold things down as IDL is marching on their front. Molotovs have been deployed. They do not have a lot of heals there. You can see just those bandages, and right now Orange has definitely spotted one of the players, but Fazi finishes off Theta in the process. So there is a one fallacy that Team ZARAR did commit, was not deploying the smokes while their teammate was knocked down. And Professor, he is slowly but surely bleeding out, and well, there you go. Fist coming into action. Professor has been finished off. Right now, Dino has to go in. He has to push, but alongside, he also needs the help of his teammates. You cannot just go one man in and expect to wipe out unless you're just amazing, which Team IDL is. But still, if you've got the players who can come for your backup, you should definitely opt for one.
You definitely should go for it. But now Faizi with a nade. He's going to be spotted out, and he's going to be knocked out as well. Deranged with that Uzi is pretty deadly, especially since now you can use the red dots and the hollow sights. IDL, they just might be in trouble because the same mistake made by the players of ZARAR has been made by Faizi. It's going to be really hard to get a revive up to him. If the players from ZARAR can throw a nade on the rooftop, they can get that early easy finish. But Deranged, he's going to reach the rooftop, and he can then spot out and finish off the player who goes on to go for the revive on Faizi. And it looks like it is going to be Hassan, while Dino and Moth are just going to stay and keep these two players cornered. Alright, if a fight gets extended for first 10 minutes of the game, you do not have enough loot to go for this extended fight. The armors are not going to be there. I mean, Deranged does not even have a armor. See, the players are missing helmets as well. Plus, how much ammo did you get in the early game? Zalim is going to be dropped down. Just one man left standing, and Dino, the call comes in. The rush is going to be there. The finish is going to happen shortly as Deranged is going to try and protect himself on the first floor of this house with the Uzi in his hand. Goes for the fight. Gets one. Cannot get the second one. Is going to be finished off by Moth, who just charged in behind his teammate. And there we have the first team being eliminated out of these 14 squads in the server.
Absolutely, a very, very good outing coming in there by Team ITL. But I completely agree 100% with what you just said. This fight was so prolonged and so extended that now players barely have any loot for themselves, and now they are in a bit of pickle because they have to also get inside the circle. Thankfully, they did not have to deal with another bridge camp, but they will have to find a position in some good high-rich compounds. And by the looks of it, we might get to see something coming up around the shelter area, or if the circle plays a curveball, might go down towards Milta maybe. But there you go, the first airdrop coming in, and we do have AUG, a weapon that people usually use to go for those mid to mid-long range sprays, and it really controls things off. But you know, what is the trading factor of this weapon is, I somewhere feel the fire rate of AUG is considerably lesser compared to the similar compatriots of Scar L and M416.
Yep, the combo does look pretty good on these lads, but they're going to have to be patient because now the squad of GS, they are holding in the middle of nowhere in these certain compounds. They do not want to step out right now in these open lands because that's where we see most of the teams get picked off. The squad of FoolEsports in front of us yesterday had an amazing game on Erangel, but let's see if they can replicate the same play style today right on the northern edge of the circle. For now, they're going to have to find a way towards the center, be it the shelter prison or the Milta area.
And 247, this team who looks really promising, is very aggressive, and we have seen a lot of wonders being committed out of them. But if you talk about the center of the circle, we will get to see the third zone in a couple of seconds. But I certainly believe this zone maybe goes somewhere between shelter and Milta, and all the teams have started lining up, have chosen their compounds, and there you go. Okay, that's a curveball going out there, but most of the teams are definitely going to be happy because western side you have Team H2E, you have Team Golden Stars, even we do see Team Risk, and also Team Solo is present as well. The second airdrop has also come in, which contains the M249 with those 100 bullets, level 3 helmet and vest, and a suppressor for the snipers. So anyone having a bolt action must definitely be happy.
Also, I'm regretting opening my mouth about the circle and the teams rotating, as the circle just made a drastic shift towards the western area. Just left completely avoiding the eastern part and all the areas with any sort of cover for the players. Now, the circle is going to be out in the open. That means the teams are going to be in trouble, as we do have the squad of North Esports trying to spot some of the players. They're holding out in some bunkers in the shelter area for now. But this is going to be a tough rotation. And as I say, that's squad number 18 just spotting out a few players who were in the process of rotating. The shots were being fired, but not enough damage being done. Alright, enough damage being done to blow the vehicle of Zameen from the side of TUF and finishing him off instantly.
And there you go, Venom from TUF has lobbed a grenade onto its members of Team 247. Umi going for a flank on the right-hand side of Venom. But looking at the position of Team TUF, they are kind of playing defensive right now, not going on the offensive as of now. But there you go, another team also joining the fray. They are looking to get aggressive, but that's a good call out coming in from the players of TUF. To decide and back out from this particular fight, because right now you've got another team just on your left hand side, and even if, let's just assume that there was a fight going on between these two teams, the third team would have definitely backstabbed from behind, would have benefited. But right now 247's gaming has spotted down these players. He knows that there is some whispers happening on his left hand side, and he will definitely have to keep his guards up.
Yeah, the guards are definitely going to stay up. No shields are going down away, as these teams are going to be forced to stay prone down in this open area. There is absolutely no way they can avoid these fights. 247 might be able to, but TUF and the squad that is right in front of them, they are going to have to fight it out.
That they have to, but right now you can look, Team SNX, Wakas. I believe this is Team HotShotSs, and they are marching in onto its line of the enemies. 3 teams still there. Wakas running in. He is not fearing of any consequence that might just happen. But TUF, they've gone on the back lines. They are waiting things out. Venom has taken a cover of his Dasha, but there you go. The circle are taking a upward shift, and a lot of the teams have to come with the cluster being on the northeastern side.
Yep, the northwestern side of farm, northeastern side, that is going to be the edge where if you stand and gatekeep, I mean the exact spot where the players from squad number 16, that is Golden Stars, are, they can gatekeep basically everyone trying to enter. But talking about gatekeeping, TUF is going to be spotted outside the circle by the players of HotShotSs. Edgar being taken down already. That's going to leave Thor and Venom the only two surviving players. And if the finish off comes on Edgar, the pressure on Thor and Venom is just gonna get worse, because right now, since he is still just bleeding out, there is gonna be a possibility that they might just go ahead and revive him. But a nade from Senior might just do enough damage to Venom to finish him off, but Thor is gonna try and get away. In the meanwhile, just distracts all the players from HotShotSs away from his teammate, and he does actually manage to survive.
Yes, he does, and he is the last member to survive as he will be escaping out. Edgar getting taken down, the one person. I remember one grenade taking down 3 players, and okay, this has become a customary tradition for the Pakistani teams to just opt for the pan instead. And right now, they will be taking those burnt vehicles, and they've got a good Dacia for themselves, and they will also have to make a way inside the circle. But there you can see Team 247's Umi getting into action, but gets instantly traded off by the members of Gold Shots. And we'll have to see Cobra already taking 3 kills, and there comes that grenade, and Absol taking down 2 with him.
Yeah, and talking about things that happen, I mean, might as well just do it. If you find a player out in the open all alone, his teammates nowhere to be found, might as well just go with the punches. Why not? No one's in a hurry over there. But in the meanwhile, the one thing that's in a hurry to go up, it's going to be the kill feed, and it is not stopping the players of Red also getting in a fight. Solo Absol taking down a few for its own. But this team, HotShotSs, they are in trouble as Senior falls down, Bauer falls down, Vakas is going to be taken on. Amin just finished off in an instant by the players of Golden Stars. Solo goes, he spots out the players of Red. One has been knocked down, going for the finish with the M4 and the 3X, but the player in front of him is gonna stay behind the cover and stay safe. King on the other side taking a fight with another set of players. That is the squad of Fool, and they were trying to come in down the slope of the mountain out in the open, and they are just gonna be sent on a one-way ticket to the lobby.
Yes, and Oxy has definitely spotted down Baraka, and it's just the door zone damaging him down, and he is trying to make a move. Those single taps coming in by Oxy will be taken down, and Baraka goes knocked off on the ground right now. But Oxy will definitely finishing him off, and by the circle we have to see where the next shift exactly goes. Team IDL looks to be in the dead smack center area, but look at Moth, he is way off from his team. Now the question arises, how is Moth gonna get back with his teammates?
Yeah, it is going to be a tough situation for him. He's going to have to be extra careful, since it is just one more teammate that is left. It's Hassan, and he's already taken the center of the circle. But on the other side, we have squad number 15 who are just going to go for the finish on Faisal as well. And Hassan is going to be taken out. Moth and Dino, the 2 players surviving outside the circle right now, they are going to be in a really bad situation. It was risky business going for a 2-2 wide split, but another risky business was for TUF Thor when he tried to escape. Now that squad is going to be taken out. After taking some damage from the rear, and he is just going to turn around, fire those shots on the squad of No Rules, dishing out the damage. In the meanwhile, Solo King was knocked down. The smoke is going to come in behind the tree, and the revives are going to happen.
Yes, revives are going to happen, but Psych really needs to hold up to his ground, because any moment the players from No Rules are going to get aggressive, and IDL is also in a bit of a pickle right now as they are taking shots from elsewhere, and they have to get inside the circle. Talking about teams being inside the zone, that has to be team number 10, that is Team Solo, alongside team number 5. But right now the fight is gonna break down. Psych has lobbed a few grenades down onto the shack, but we will have to see as to when they are trying to go in for the push. But 247 Gaming from behind, taking a lot of dishing out a lot of damage, in fact, on the members of Team Solo. But I think Ghost was right on time to dodge it, and there goes that grenade. Is it going to connect? No, does not do any damage at all. But Golden Stars, they are looking really promising. 8 kills already for themselves. Solo needs to create some kind of a smoke cover for himself, and No Rule Samurai still holding to this little shack and have defended it well so far.
Yeah, they have defended it well indeed, taking it over from the squad that they finished, and Samurai's nade is actually going to take down one of the players from the side of Solo. This is incredible what we are seeing from this team, Team Solo. They are fighting 2 different fights, in fact 3 different fights at the same time, but that is why they are falling down right now. Apso was also taken down. King left standing. Can he take the fight? We're going to find out in a little while as damage is going to be dished out. H2E, Dread is going to be taken out of the game. Gamer X and the squad is going to try and save their teammates as he manages to come on top of the ridge and is going to get a revive slowly and steadily. But Solo, they're going to have to climb up a huge mountain wherein the players of No Rules and the players of H2E are going to be waiting for them, and Risk from the back lines drop another one.
I believe Golden Stars is at the best point in the circle right now, because the position, they've got no one behind him. They just got one player from 247 Gaming with which they can deal with. But if you talk about the shift that the circle has made, Team Risk definitely will be the happy men out there. 247 Gaming taking down one member over there, and right now Golden Stars Oxy, he knows the position of 247 Gaming, and any moment he might throw that grenade in. Team H2E definitely being the happy team out there, having all their players intact with 6 kills.
Yeah, the 6 skills are definitely going to give the player a boost of confidence, but along with that you need to make the rotations right now as all the teams are doing. riskOP, the only team inside the circle. Golden Stars losing 1 player. Oxy to 247 Gaming as he goes for the trade. Cobra taking a lot of damage. And what just happened? 247 Gaming just taken down the entire squad of Golden Stars all alone.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, that was unbelievable clutch. Of course, we have to give some kind of, criticism towards how Golden Stars approached there. That was definitely their fights. They missed a lot of shots, jiggling around, but the crosshairs not being on the center. But talking about teams on the center, we still have Team Risk, but Ghost takes down members of Team PKVIRUS, and Ghost will finish him off. And with that, Team PKVIRUS bites the dust as they get eliminated from this game. No Rule Samurai, Ronnie is marching down south, and he has spotted Dino. Any moment he can take a few shots, but Solo's one member, Ghost, is still alive and kicking. And if Ronnie is oblivious of the fact, he is gonna get punished.
Yeah, the punish is definitely going to come in. Idle Dino, we do see him running, but Ronnie does spot him out. This is going to be intense. This can happen at any moment. He has his teammate right behind him who has been knocked down. Samurai is just trying to somehow reach the top of the ridge, which he does, but now Ronnie runs behind him. A risky move indeed, because now he has exposed himself from the front lines and the back lines. That was indeed a bad decision. Now he's going to have to take the fights. He's going to have to run in towards the circle and force these fights for himself. 247 Gaming is going to be finished off and kicked out of the game. 5 teams remaining, 18 players alive. Ronnie fires the shot, but the kill is not going to be confirmed as Dino picks it up. Dino dropped down to around 60% health, is going to run up the hill where the squads of riskOP and H2E are waiting for them in an instant. We have 3 teams remaining, 7 players alive. riskOP in a really good position at the center of the circle. H2E as well from the edge. They just have to fight in a single direction, take down the players of Risk and take down Dino before that, as he is going to be the last man surviving for his team with 10 kills already confirmed for this side.
Dino, he is the last survivor. The team that that started off in Novo Repnoi, took 4 kills out there, took a squad wipe, and came inside the zone, and they have managed to survive so long, and he's finally got his loot that he needs. But right now, Team Risk looks to be in a bit of a pickle because they have dropped a few smokes, revealing their position out there. If Dread throws the grenades right, he might just be able to knock down a few players left, right, and center. But right now, Dino is creeping, he is crawling, he is an assassin at this point, and any moment if he finds members of Team Risk, I believe he is gonna control his horses. He is not gonna fire that trigger. He is waiting for Team H2E and Team Risk to go against each other, and I guess Dread has definitely spotted down Dice, and any moment if Team H2E's Dread's smokes and grenades are correct, he can get not just 1 but 2 or 3 knocks.
Yeah, the knock shall happen shortly, but Wolf with the ghillie suit is not going to be able to use it that much in this area since the terrain is a little bit shady, and he's going to be able to spot out, but Red from the backline is going to be dropped by Dino. Dino is using the third-party tactic quite efficiently, but he's going to be taken out of the game, and that just leaves us with riskOP with a complete man advantage to themselves, and they realize it as well as they charge in to try and finish off the last player from H2E, hiding in the wooden shack, takes down 1, the car being stuck on the entrance, and the player is just standing and waiting for him to come out, and he steps out. He is going to be finished off as riskOP take the very first chicken dinner of the day 3 match number 1.
Well, I gotta ask you this question. Was he mocking around, or what was he doing? I mean, he just stepped right out of his vehicle and he was like, hey, try your shots, try your best, try to shoot at me, and then the teammates just followed and finished the game off over there with Team Risk getting the winner chicken dinner.
See, even if that was mockery, that was a pretty risky sort of BM, because had he been taken down through the small gap right in front of him, it would have been trouble for his team. The player on the opposing team might as well just gone for the YOLO play and try to clutch out the remaining 1v2 situation, but riskOP, he had trust in his teammates, and also blocking out the interest. I mean, 1 Molotov would have done the trick over there.
I mean, I would have loved to see this fight could have been if it could have been prolonged. You know what really happens? Just block them off over there, just burst your vehicle, and then throw that Molotov. You know, you get to see that satisfaction of your enemy burning down, and as he burns down, you are inching close towards a chicken dinner. That certainly did not happen here, but because the enemies were too restless. I think the winning team, in fact, was too restless. But we gotta take a look at the MVP of this game, and that is gonna be Dino.
Yeah, his team had 11 kills in total, if I'm not wrong, out of which 8 went to him. Along with that, 25-minute and 1 second survival time, like 25 plus minute survival time. That is incredible for a solo player. And considering the fact they went for a 2-2 wide split, wherein we did see Dino and Moth being separated early on. They had been fighting from the early stages. Total damage done 1350, distance covered 5.67 kilometers. Started the match all the way towards Novo Repnoi, wherein the first fight that we saw was from this squad against the squad of ZARAR.
Yes, certainly. IDL, this is a team that has to be reckoned with, because the way that these players are playing, if imagine a situation in which Dino would have been with his teammate and they could have held their grounds, and maybe in another dimension they could have got the chicken dinner in this one.
Yeah, they could have gotten the chicken dinner had the players just stayed alive towards the final circle, but this was an unfortunate situation. You were supposed to go around. Third is the best case scenario. I mean, the chicken dinner would have been even better, but for a solo player to come up with 8 kills in a match of this intensity where the circles are out in the open, you are constantly playing on the back lines and just trying to see if you can deal with the pressure and not just succumb to it. Dino did an impressive job, but apart from him, there were more impressive players as well who outshined the performances of their teammates. So let's have a look at the top 5 players of this game.
And there you go. Dino is being followed with Golden Stars Cobra, who had a very good initial outing before getting 1v4. But yes, Dread also did put off a good show. 5 kills coming off for himself. 247 gaming. This is the guy who really took down the whole squad. And we have AK over there with 3 kills as well, 465 damage. So like we expected, a very, very aggressive outing from all these teams, just relying on pure aggression into getting themselves the chicken dinner.
Yeah, the aggression was definitely required in this matchup because the next one is going to be Sanhok. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive. And this circle, I really like this one. The northern side of farm or anywhere around the farm area or the Gatka area, because those open areas just forces the players to be a little bit more tactical and to be a little bit more conservative with their smokes. That is also a utility that is pretty important. In those open area circles, you need to use those smokes to make covers for themselves. This time, the ridges did come into play, and we saw the teams fighting around those ridges. But let us now have a look at the game standings and see how much points did the teams actually get for themselves. As riskOP with the chicken dinner sitting on 26 points, followed by Team H2E 22 and IDL just closing out the gap with the 11 kills that they had, 21 points in total. Also, an impressive, mind-blowing performance from Golden Stars, who had a really, really early exit in the game, but still, the 12 kills bringing their total points to 16.
Golden Star were looking really, really good initially, like you said, 12 kills, and that was a sham that they got taken down by just one player. But credits to the members of 247. But taking a look at the bottom half of the table, we have ZARAR Esports, courtesy of some wrong decisions. They got taken down early. FoolEsports, we did have a lot of expectation from this team as well, but it could not really rise up to the occasion. TUF being the ones who were unlucky in that trifecta of a fight that we had. But we are yet to see a lot out of Team Red Esports for now.
I mean, I already called it the situation TUF was in. They were in a bad situation wherein they were the only option left for their opponents to fight. With 247 Gaming, they were on the other side of the ridge and they had vehicles as well, so they planned to get away. The players of TUF were spread apart. Zameen had already been taken down. The open rotation, him being caught off guard, put the team in a bad situation. The bad situation just getting worse and worse as Thor was the last player surviving for the squad.
Yes, and I believe, Johnny, they could have just retreated, could have just moved along with their teams. Rather, they decided to stay on the back lines. If you remember, initially it was just 2 squad. I think it was 247.
It was 3 over there.
They were later joined by a 3rd squad.
It was originally 3 squad, I'm including TUF in there.
Yeah, TUF was initially over there, but then another squad came in, and that's when they backed off, but they had not left the area. Had they left the area, they could have taken a vantage point, or they could have gotten themselves in the circle, because where they were caught, they were not in a position to fight at all. There's just that one member surviving and escaping, and he got picked off.
I believe they could have actually fought that out, just because the other team got the advantage in the fact that they were the aggressors.
They had the higher ground as well.
They took the high ground just to aggress, and because all 3 of the teams were trying to play around the ridge that was in between them, and this one team, TUF, and the other team, I think it was HotShotSs, if I'm correct, and 247 Gaming was there on the other side. So TUF and HotShotSs, they were on one side of the ridge, just a slight curve separating them, and 247 was on the other side, separated by both these teams with their vehicles. When these 2 teams decided to fight, 247 just took that opportunity and they were like, all right, we're out.
And that's what happened.
That was smart. That was smart.
That was smart. But you gotta be doing more than just being smart. You have to make your rotations right. You have to get inside the center of the circle. Talking about the circle, we got a very even shift in those early phases of the game. But then the circle took a curveball. Initially, we had anticipated somewhere the circle to be shifting around the shelter area, but it just went southwest, and that's the point when teams had to make those rotations coming in, and a lot of teams were taken down.
Let's talk about the team Golden Stars. They were playing the edge for a really long time, just being the perfect gatekeepers.
Yes, that they were doing, and that's the reason why they got those 12 kills. And this was looking a very promising game for themselves. They had all their players intact, but it was just that one player, 247 Gaming, he just finished out. He just annihilated the whole squad. He was so fearless over there.
Yeah, and incredible moment to step up big as well, because his entire team was on the verge of extinction before that fight. The squad of Golden Stars actually managing to pick up the other 3 lads and gaming the last player surviving in a clutch moment just steps up big time for the team, helping them survive. But by that time, I think Golden Stars, they had pretty much done enough. 12 kills in a game. You already have a lot of average points, because that's the thing. When you're playing a lot of matches, it's not about getting those. I mean, getting chicken dinners in every match is just going to be a record of some sort and an incredible performance. And you need to try for those chicken dinners. But you need to focus more on the average number of points that you're picking up from the game.
Yeah, certainly. But, you know, in Golden Stars, the situation is different right now. I'll tell you why. Because, see, they had all their players alive. They were in a good position. It was just a 1v4 situation. And we did take a look at the fight, right?
Yeah.
What exactly Gaming was doing was he was just jiggling around. He even did not have cover. So, for 3 players to not being able to take down just one player who was out of the club, who was out in the open, I mean, you have to really ask some questions regarding your aim skills over there, but they really need to buckle up. Maybe it's just the pressure that's mounting over them. The game that they could have won really ended up at a very low position. Just got the 4 position points out of that.
Yeah, 4 position, 12 kills, and I guess they will try to figure out what happened in that fight and how they could have messed up, because we did see Cobra dishing out a lot of damage as well and trading damage. But the next game coming up is going to be Sanhok, which is going to happen after a short break. So you guys stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are watching the PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split Pakistan region. And look what we have here. Look who we have here, rather. Let me introduce you to my co-caster this game. That's going to be Shivans, also known as Phoenix. So, heading on to the matches, we have Sanhok right now. The first game was won by Risk. So, Shivans, what do you expect from these teams playing in Sanhok?
First of all, thank you for the introduction, Fixes, and I'm very excited because the team Golden Stars and H2E, they showed a very nice game, and riskOP got the chicken dinner. They showed the perfect dominance and they know what to do at what time, and they take the risk, and Zone are preferring them, which is the best thing for them, and I like that.
Absolutely, and in Sanhok we know it's gonna be very fast outing from all these teams, and I really look forward to a few teams that could not really perform in this particular game. But let's head to the game without any delay, and let's look at where the flight path trajectory is heading towards. And by the looks of it, it's going from Mong Knight towards Camp Charlie, a 4x4 map where teams are not gonna have any problems in taking their drop.
Yeah, that's true, and I'm looking at TUF and HotShotSs. Maybe they are going to collide once again, because in the previous match they have the same drop location. Maybe they are also going to have the same drop location in Sanhok. Maybe let's see what is going to happen, and the teams are dropping out, and let's see which team is going to take the hot drop, which are Boot Camp and Paradise Resort.
And right now, if you can take a look at the teams that have taken their drops, I believe it's an even spread, and we will not be witnessing any early game fights. And there you go, Team Risk going to its western side, but the circle coming down south, centering around the quarry area. Painan, this is a shocker. It has not been occupied by any team at all. PKVIRUS being the intelligent one of the lot, going for a straight center area, that is quarry, and the HotShotSs are right beside them. But if you go just a bit at south, we have Team H2E.
Yeah, that's true. They just conquered the area of Kampong. Most of the teams are on the outside of the circle, and some teams, we can see, they are only a single team which are only inside the circle, center in the circle. And let's see what is going to happen. If we talk about the team FoolEsports, they are in the ruins area. They're just going to loot here, and we can see team number 10 player SCYTES also. They're scouting some play. Maybe they know that there is a team inside ruins, and he just have to run from here, because he don't want to get knocked out and eliminated in an early game.
Yes, certainly, and I think that was a wise decision, because if he would have just marched in blindly, he would have met his makers. But right now, Team Solo, Absol, King, I think I've heard a lot of praises about this particular team. They got the chicken dinner, and I believe Ocean telling me that one of their players was a former member of Team Bablu, one of those teams who is really feared, and they will be joining us in the last 5th game when we see another Miramar happen. But Team Fool, yesterday they were playing so well, but today they've been have had a rather shallow outing, so they are definitely looking to redeem themselves in this one.
Absolutely, they just have to be the best and prove that why they have the knowledge and what to do at what time. And if you look at the team number 10 Ghost, they have a wide spread. Players are spread in most of the areas. They have a 1+1+ spread. I don't know about them. Let's see what is going to happen. And I'm looking forward to riskOP. If they got another chicken dinner in Sanhok, the lead is going to be a huge amount of lead, and I'm very excited. And if we talk about team number 9, they are inside in center of the zone, and team number 18 as well. They're having an upper hand if the zone is going to be centralized.
Yes, certainly, and there you go, Team Red, a team that I initially said that I will be looking at how they're gonna play, but they have, by the looks of it, spotted the players of 247 Gaming. I guess they're just oblivious of the fact that it is 247 Gaming. They just know that there's a squad. But talking about fights, you can see Rathor from PKVIRUS already getting spotted by the members of Team HotShot and getting knocked over there. So PKVIRUS taking those in initial damage to themselves, and they had the center of the circle have already lost 2 players.
Oh yes, this is going to be unfortunate for them, because if you lost 2 players in early stages, in the final circle, this is going to cost you, because manpower is very advantageous in final circle as well. And if we look, team number 18 got 1 kill. They are finding the 1 player who just they got knocked out, and let's see if they're going to find it early. Yeah, maybe they're going to find it, because if you are knocked out, your speed of movement is very slow, and this is going to cost you, because you already lost 2 players in early stages.
Yes, and we will have to see in the quarry region what is gonna happen, because there comes, I guess they are just going in for the finish on towards Rathor, and Amin and all the members of Team HotShot are looting the things around. And there you go, the crate has been made by Wakas, and he'll just loot whatever Rathor had looted initially. But you know, talking about the other teams out there, we do not see them to be in the nearby vicinity. However, I can see Risk, who have had dropped off just beside Paradise Resort, are coming in inside the circle, and this can be a revenge for Team IDL to eliminate them in the early stages of the game, and just you know, reduce their chances of trying to take the lead and take the first position on the overall standings.
Yeah, it's absolutely, they have to find them, but spotting players in Sanhok is quite different if the opponent are going to get prone down, because this map is famous for the snakes. And if we talk about team number 20, they are outside the zone, team 247 Gaming, and they showed a very nice game in early in the previous match, because 1 player just eliminated a whole squad of 3 players, which is very amazing as well. And if we talk about team 18, they are inside the quarry. They're just looting some open warehouses and collecting some utilities. And if we talk about the team from Pakistan, they uses utilities in a very efficient way, because nades, they throw nades in a very amazing way that they can get 1 or 2 knocks instantly.
But there you go, fights have been broken down. Solo versus Team Fool. Psych has taken down Bunny and will instantly finish him off. But Team ZARAR Esports, this is one team that did not have the best of the outing, and got taken down in Novoripnoi earlier in the Erangel. So right now, let's see Theta, this particular player, what is he up to, what he is capable of. And well, you know, getting back to our conversation that we were having earlier about utilities, there was one thing that I would really want to point out, and I love the way Pakistani teams use their grenades. Yeah. But I believe you know they should know when and how much grenades to come in, because there are instances we saw teams going all in with the grenades and barely getting a knockout. And I think the teams can do better with the usage of smokes. If you remember the first fight that we had between Team IDL and ZARAR, the first player was knocked down, the second player went right in the open. He did not deploy a pathing smoke, and as a result of which Team IDL got 2 knocks, and they just had to push. They knew that this was their game, this was their fight, so they pushed, and as a result of which Team ZARAR was eliminated. So those things are very, very necessary for the teams to understand. And in this game of Sanhok, Phoenix, we do also realize the fact that you tend to get a lot less utilities.
Yeah, that's true. And if we talk about maybe ZARAR Esports are going to cover and study the game which they did mistake in the previous game. Team number 8 knocked out a player of team number 10, which they find him off guard and he is knocked out. And if we can see, there is no cover coming from behind team number 10. Only player just got knocked out there. Let's see if they counter, if they get this kill. This is going to be very good for them, because 1 kill is equal to 1 point, and in placement point, if you combine kill points plus placement point, this is going to be best for you.
Yes, that certainly will. Team Solo, they are definitely feeling the heat, and Ghost going down. That's bad news for them. He is one of the best players. And Team Fool, they are just edging around boot camp on the shorelines, looking for teams, scouting out for some kind of information that they can pass on. But there you go. King has just a bit in the dust. He will be sent back to the lobby. But with that being said, Team IDL and Team HotShotS are very, very close to each other.
Yeah, that's true. And if from the previous match we talk about, Team Ideal is looking very strong. They got 11 kills, and if they got early kills, they're going to have the momentum as well. And if we talk about team number 11, have a fight between team number 12. If they spot some players running, they are running in open. If they use some smokes, this is going to be beneficial for team number 12. And if they have cover, then there's no use of smokes. And if we talk about, okay, one more team is there, which is team number 16, which are our Golden Star. They are one of the best. They are at which time you have to get kills and which time you have to rush, which is a very nice thing.
Yeah, certainly that's a very nice thing, and Golden Stars are definitely putting up a very good outing. And like I said earlier, if they've got the kill potential, they can take a lot of kills. They just have to work out on the positioning points, and if they do, they will be a force to be reckoned with. But we saw a lot of teams, a lot of individual players going berserk last game, especially 247's Gaming, just 1v3ing the whole squad over there of Team Golden Stars. And right now Team Golden Stars are in for some redemption. And taking a look at Team 247 on our maps, we can see they are near the cave area, but IDL's Hassan has got the better out of HotShotS Senior. But he will get instantly traded off by Amin, and going in for the revive, but before that making sure that they get that 1 point to their names.
That's very unfortunate for the Team Idol, because in early stages they just lost a single player. And team number 18, they are looking forward. They are just going to revive a player and one more player. They have a power of 4 men, which is going to be very beneficial for them, because team number 10, my bad, team number 19 just lost 1 player in early stages. If they pushes towards them, then maybe this is going to be very bad for them, because doing right decisions in Sanhok map is very important, because you see some early fights. The game is going to be end very early.
And right now you can take a look at Team IDL. They do have the compounds, have found Team HotShot in a bit of a pickle, as they are way off from where they should be. Ibrar has to make a run for the cover, but will the members of Team IDL allow that? That is definitely a question, because they know that they lost one of their teammates, that is Hassan, but they are hungry. They want something out of this fight, because if they do not get, they will be unhappy with that. So Wakas, in the meanwhile, he is trying to provide some kind of cover fire, and Senior, he does realize the more he is out in the open, the more he is prone to get flanked from other teams.
Yeah, that's true. And if I talk about Team Ideal, yet they lost a single player, but they have the confidence, because they know they have the gun power. 3 men can also destroy 1 player. And we talk about 247 Gaming, they just a single player just wiped out a whole squad, which is very amazing, because you just have to turn on your beast mode and show that yes, you can able to destroy some teams as well.
And Fuzzy, he was just about to get knocked down, but barely surviving with a sliver of HP, but still wants to engage in. Ibrar going all in, all aggressive, trying to throw those grenades out. Ibrar, he is looking promising. He's spraying down and will take down Fuzzy. And IDL in a whole world of trouble right now. Ibrar going in, getting the cover fire from behind, is rushing in down to the enemy territory. Ibrar knows, IDL does acknowledge of this fact that Ibrar is in the vicinity. And where are the teammates? Where is the cover? Moth is standing right beside him. But on the sidelines, we can see Team Risk coming into the fray as well.
Oh my god, if Team rested a third party, then this is going to be very good for them, because in the previous match they got the chicken dinner and the players are very close to each other. Yet IGen lost one player and one player got knocked out. The only players surviving for the team IGen, Team 18, which are HotShotSs. They are looking very strong because IGen just left with only one player. Maybe he just have to back off from the fight and get some placement points from the team, because in the previous match they got the third position, and this is very important for them. And HotShotSs, they know that what they are going to do. They just get 2 kills, and 1 kill is going to get confirmed by them. As Isab, that let's see what is going to happen.
We will certainly have to see what is going to happen, and I'll tell you what is going to happen. Members of HotShotSs are pushing in right straight in front of Dino right now. Ibrar trying to jump and take the shots. Dino did take a knock onto its Ibrar, but will get taken down in the process. Team HotShotSs, they are looking really hot right from the start of the game. But by the rotations of the circle, we can see a shift coming down towards the southeastern area, where Team Solo does look to be in a very promising position.
Yes, Team Solo is looking very promising. And we talk about Camp Charlie. There's no team in Camp Charlie. If the zone shift towards the southern side, then the most of the teams are on the northern side. And if we look, that almost 5 teams just have to move inside the zone. And team number 5, they are gatekeeping. riskOP again. They know that the gatekeeping gets some kills, which is going to help them if they get the chicken dinner, and if they eliminated some teams which are going to be very lethal for them, just like Golden Stars. We can see Golden Stars in front of riskOP. Somehow, if Golden Stars manage to kill riskOP, then this is going to be very unfortunate for them, because they are inside the zone and they also have the upper hand.
Hold on, my friend. They are not inside. They're just barely on the edge of the circle. And we were also deceived. We also were having the preconceived notion that they might just be inside. But there you go. When we take a deeper look, they're just barely out, and they will have to get in. But that's pretty easy for them. But AK has been spotted down. Wolf opens up his scope. Any moment he'll be taking those shots. And he did have AK in his crosshairs, but was on the wrong side. As a result of which, no rules, Dark Bite comes into action and takes down Wolf, instantly finishing him off. And Risk, suddenly they were in a good position, and now they find themselves surrounded from both sides.
Yeah, that's true. But yet they lost one player, but they just have to move a little bit inside the zone. Now Golden Stars know that there is a team, and can he find? Rana just spotted a player, spray down some M4 shots, but only some shot get damage to him. But let's see, Golden Stars must have to do something, because they are running in the open. Again, Rana shot some shot, but only some shot got connected. But yeah, riskOP, they are taking the risk. They know that at which time they have to take and fight. Yet they lost a single player, but they have 3 men. They have the gunpowder as well, and maybe they spot another team, which is team number 15.
And Risk, Dice, he is in a dire situation. He knows that enemies have come in from behind, and that's the beauty of Sanhok. I will not scoff about it, because we know players tend to get third-partied a lot, and by the looks of it, we can see Team RDX, one of their players taking down another team out there. Danny does spot down members of Team Red. Anubis taking a lot of damage, and will barely crouch down in the right nick of time just to heal up. But ZARAR's D-Rage, he opened up his oh my goodness, look at the HP that he had. And Theta, he's also taken some damage, but Zalim gets a knock for himself. And we will have to see Golden Stars, how are they gonna make their way inside the circle? AK has already been shown the road to the lobby, but Daniel, Oxy and Cobra, these 3 players remain, and right in front of them are the unstoppable force of ZARAR, because they do not want to let their opponents inside.
Yeah, that's true. And Golden Stars in a big trouble, because one man already got knocked out and another man got knocked out. Only one player is surviving, because Golden Stars are taking damage of zone as well as ZARAR. or also giving damage to them. Only one player surviving inside the zone. Can they make it through? Maybe ZARAR take a decision to take a fight. They are moving towards the team. Can they survive? Golden Star, can they survive? And if we look at the mini map, okay, one more player is got knocked out.
And by the looks of it, ZARAR's gone all in, and they do not have any intentions as to let Golden Stars get inside the circle. But we can see Samurai taking the best out of Team HotShotSs, Bilal Amin and Ebrar, and he is surviving alongside Senior from Team HotShotSs, and we'll have to see what happens. Daniel getting taken down by the circle, but Ebrar spraying down, finding off Edgar in the process. That was one good spray. But there you go, no rules. Members are still alive, and he is heading just towards their direction. Has spotted down Samurai, but will he take him down? It's gonna be a 1v1 fight. His teammate is in the backlines fighting with another squad right now. But Samurai, he wants to cook a grenade. But there you go. The beauty of Sanhok, like we spoke earlier, gets eliminated.
Yeah, that's true. You just have to move early inside the zone, or you're just going to get third party, as we see. And Team H2E again trying to show the domination. Only 1 minute surviving. Maybe his spot on a player of team number 2247 Gaming, which is a very great team and a very nice gameplay we can see from team number 247. H2E, sorry, my bad. Maybe he's just healing up. He maybe have to give a revive to his teammate, because okay, he's just giving a revive to his teammates. Maybe two men is going to be very good for them, because H247 player is coming towards them. Can he make it to H2E? Got killed, eliminated team number 247. Team 247, sorry.
Well, Dread really just showcased how do you aim with your AK-47. You open your crosshairs, but look at Ebrar. He's gone for the one, he's gone for the second. He has eliminated the entire squad of TUF before getting picked off himself. ZARAR, they are in for some fight. They know they've spotted Senior to range. If he takes a right flank, he can get the better out of him. But right now, Theta has been brought down to 20% HP, and he's also getting shot down from somewhere else. It's absolute pandemonium in those final circles. This is such the fifth circle, and teams are looking to fight it amongst themselves. HotShotSs have also bitten the dust. They've also been shown the path to the lobby, but Team ZARAR, they are in a lot of trouble right now. Range needs to get that res on himself by his teammates, but do they have enough time? Well, we'll just have to see.
Yes, absolutely. ZARAR is now looking strong, because in the previous match they didn't perform well, but now they are performing well, as to up to the mark. And H2E, two players are trying to move inside the zone. They have the buggy. They just inside a compound, maybe just trying to spot some players that they have competition or not. They can move freely or not. Team number Fool is just trying to spot some players, but one player got knocked out. He is barely surviving and got eliminated. Last man surviving for the Team Fool. Can he make it? Another team is forcing towards them. He just got sandwiched between team, but yet he is still trying to fight. And while we are talking, Red Esports has got knocked out. He is just trying to fight another team, team number 5, which is our riskOP. Can they make it? 1 man surviving. Okay, only 1 man surviving for the FoolEsports, and he just got eliminated. riskOP showing that why they got the chicken dinner in the previous match.
Yes, certainly they are showing, but right now we can see Absol dishing out all these Molotovs onto its Danny. He is taking a lot of damage, and Absol spraying down onto its members of RDX as they take the damage from the Molotov. Both the players getting knocked down, and Absol will have the final laugh as RDX Esports gets eliminated. A pure genius move coming in there from Absol, and Team Solo finally rising up to the occasion. And right now we can see a very good fight between Team Risk and Team Solo.
Yes, riskOP versus Team Solo, one of the best teams from Pakistan, because Risk know that they have to take the risk to get the chicken dinner, and we left with only 5 teams. Which team is going to get the chicken dinner? I'm very excited, and I think so if Solo got the chicken dinner, this is going to be very amazing.
That certainly will be amazing. But if you take a look at the circle and you see only 3 teams inside the circle, and Puto from TeamPKVIRUS has been taken taken down by Professor. Instantly, he will be getting the revs coming in from Raja, but the push is already on. The res is there, but will he be able to heal up in the right nick of time? Raja instantly backing down because he can anticipate a few grenades coming in. But there you go, inside the circle, these two players remain. But Team ZARAR, they have also joined them, and PKVIRUS throwing out the smoke to try and confuse their enemy as to not let them push. But Zalim has been spotted down, will get taken down by Bhuto. Last remaining player is Professor. Is he gonna do something really classy? But Professor just sprays down on the players of Team Risk, getting himself spotted down over there. Now he is surrounded from both the sides. Any moment, members of Team PKVIRUS can just make that push on towards him. But right now, they initially want to just finish off Zalim and then get done with the business.
Yeah, that's true. And ZARAR Esports, one player is taking fight from the Team PKVIRUS and another player is taking fight from the riskOP. This is not a good move. Can PK get this taken? And they just throw the nade. Can this work out? Oh no, he just closes the door. He knows that the nade is coming. A very nice gameplay from ZARAR Esports.
This was the best play. You know what grenade is coming. What do? Just shut down the doors. I mean, well, it's not a Molotov that can just break through the door, but yes, I love this. This is what you expect from the Professor, being the absolute genius that he is. But right now, PKVIRUS Raja is in for a prowl, and Team ZARAR's one of those players, Zalim, who was initially knocked down by the members of Team PKVIRUS, has been finished off by some other squad. And by the looks of it, Team Solo look very promising as they find the members of Team Risk. But will they be able to finish them off? Only time is gonna tell.
Okay, let's Solo know that they are going to push toward, because they know that Risk is there. If they are going to eliminate the Team Risk, that they are going to get a upper hand. They can get a higher position than him. But I don't think so that Team Solo just got knocking out, and yet they just got PKVIRUS just got eliminated, as well as Solo Esport. Risk versus ZARAR. Professor just trying to heal battle outside the zone. Maybe Risk is going to get another chicken dinner.
I mean, yes, a back-to-back chicken dinner is definitely what's going to be inevitable for Team Risk. But Rana's taken a lot of damage. He is firing at the wrong corner. He just needs to place his crosshair right as Professor takes down one player before getting taken down himself. And with that, we can see some back-to-back chicken dinners coming there. An amazing outing by the members of Team Risk.
Absolutely. Team Risk showed that, yes, if you take the risk, then you can got the chicken dinner, as well as maybe they got more kills. They're showing the dominance as well, and I'm very amazed by the Team ZARAR, because in the previous match they got eliminated in the early stages, but this time they got the second position. This is really amazing.
Absolutely, I have got to agree. But let's take a quick look at the MVP of this particular game, and it has to be Professor. No, I'm a sad soul, but well, Dice, I believe Dice is from Team Risk, that we can see getting himself 6 kills, 522 damage, surviving for almost 24 minutes, covering 4.48 kilometers, which is a huge distance, as a result of which he has been awarded the MVP. But you know, the way Professor played, that shenanigan that he just pulled out when he just opened and closed the door, just trying to block off the grenade, because if the door were open, he was pretty much donezo.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they got the third position, and we know that what is going to happen. And the Professor, he suits the name. He know at what time he have to do. And amazing gameplay from riskOP. They are very amazing. I'm out of words.
Talking about amazing players, let's take a look at the top 5 players of this particular match. And joining Dice will be Dread, who have been having a rather very good outing. And this time, members of Team HotShotSs have also stepped up. Ibrar dishing out so much damage, but Team Solo's Psych, he'll be the one who makes into the top 5 players, and followed by, on the 5th position, will be HotShot Senior. So HotShot we can conclude one thing. That was a team that did have a good outing, but could not get the chicken dinner. They got lots of damage to themselves, and they are looking really, really confident.
Yeah, we can see they have the momentum. They are getting the kill points, but they also have to get some placement point as well, just like a riskOP. Literally, my chain of thoughts is got entangled because they are showing the perfect dominance. And solo esports, they also showed some very nice gameplay. They are just moving inside the zone. They also knocked some players of riskOP. They're just trying to push towards him. But ZARAR, Professor, just topping the solo esport that I'm going to get the second position.
Now let's take a look at where the teams stand in this particular map. So riskOP getting back-to-back chicken dinners, 12 kills, 32 points from one single game. ZARAR Esports stepping right back in after the first dismal outing from themselves, getting themselves 6 kills and 20 points. And Team HotShotSs, like you mentioned, Phoenix, they've got 10 kills, but possession points is certainly an area that they can work out on. And right on the contrary, we have TeamPKVIRUS, who got the possession points, but certainly need to work on those kills.
Yeah, that's true. This is the vice versa. And if we move forward towards the Golden Stars, 0 kills and just only 6 placement points, which is not good because they also have to get some kill points as well. If we move forward, the 9th position is have RDX Esports with 5 points, No Rule having 10th position with 4 points, Red Esports having 11th position with 4 points, 247 Gaming having 12th position with 3 points, and TUF and Ideal having 13th position with only 1 point.
Absolutely. And like we were just talking about Team Golden Stars, they were rather unlucky trying to get inside the circle, but were already spotted and were gatekeeped. And as a result of which, a lot of players had to bite the dust right outside the play zone themselves. But this was just Sanhok, a purely aggressive match. And the lads from Pakistan definitely did put this map to justice. You know, we got to see every single type of action. We got to see those grenades coming in, those pure rushes coming in, those flanks being made. Everything was executed to perfection by these teams.
Yes, also, and the 200 IQ gameplay as well. And if we talk about, I just have to keep focus on risk gaming, because at the first match they got 26 points. Second match 32 points, which is equal to 58 points. Oh my god, almost 60 points. They cost 60 points, which is amazing. And if they got chicken dinner in the third match, this is going to be also amazing. And I also want to talk about Team HotShotSs. They are getting the kill points. They just have to focus on placement points as well. You just have to move inside the zone early so that you cannot got third party or killed by zone.
Yes, certainly. Like you mentioned about Team HotShotSs, they initially landed somewhere just up beside Quarry, got their first victims, and then they just marched on and on and on. And by the time, I think they ended pretty early, but still had 10 kills to their name. And I mean, I'm not that good with the maps like you are, Phoenix, but Team Risk, they are the happy lot right now, getting so many points. And I would love to see where they will stand during the overall standings, which will come just in a while. But you know, the next match we are gonna get going to the deserts, alright? We're going to Miramar, where we see the tactical gameplay. So we have seen pure aggression, we have seen more aggression, and now I guess we'll see some controlled aggression. So let's see what is let's see what is going to happen. But there you go, riskOP's statistics coming in there, courtesy to the 2 chicken dinners throughout the day from the 2 games that they've played. And you can look, they are looking really dominating. 11 kills for Dice, Wolf, Normie. These 3 players have really stepped up well, and Rana providing the perfect cover fire.
Yeah, that's true. And if we look at the Dice and Wolf, they just have equal knockouts, and yet they are confirming the knockouts as well. And I have to give credits to Nomi, because maybe he's just playing in a supportive role. Whenever a player got knocked out, he instantly finishes him, because Risk know that kills are very important. That's why they're just getting some kills as well. And also, I have high hopes from PKVIRUS as well, because they got the 3rd position. If they pushes towards the ZARAR Esports, maybe this is going to be a different situation right now. But yet, the thing, they
Yeah.
choose a passive gameplay, but I think that they have to rush there. And PKVIRUS can also get some kills, and if they get some kills and placement point, they're moving forward, they're looking also good. If they get a combined board too, maybe they can give competition to Ideal, ZARAR Esports, and H2E like teams.
Yes, certainly. And when the overall standings come out, we will get to see Risk being in the top 3 for certainly. But yes, talking about Miramar, we have seen teams go very, very aggressive sometimes. But that's where I use the word controlled aggression, because you know, in Miramar you do not have a lot of riches. But we will keep this conversation for the later times as we are heading out for a short little break. On the other hand, on the other side, we will get to see Miramar.
Hello everyone, once again, welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2020 Fall Split after the very short break. My name is Varun Super Johnny John, being joined on the desk by Fixes, and we are going to be heading towards the third game, which is going to be played on the map of Miramar.
Yes, Miramar, and controlled aggression. I will say that again.
Yeah.
Because if the teams tend to go out of their position, they're going to be straight in the open, visible to almost everybody. So now, teams from Pakistan will be put to their test of their capabilities, of how they're going to use their utilities, how they're going to use those bolt actions, those DMRs. But last time we saw Miramar, we saw a lot of assault rifles. So let's just hope we get to see some bolt action and DMR action today.
Yeah, well, we'll find out because the match is live and the trajectory is front of us. It is starting from the northern side of Impala and heading over towards the northern part of La Driela and the southern part of Mont Nuevo. So somewhere in the middle of that, it is going to be an interesting one because now, like yesterday, when we did see most of the teams take the northwestern side and the northern side in general, this time the trajectory is on the southern side of the land.
Yes, and the teams going towards the northern side will be having some troubles finding out those important vehicles for themselves. But we can see Team Red taking the plunge, going up north, maybe towards Junkyard or El Azhar or Minaj and Raleigh. But Team Fool rather looks towards taking off the El Azhar side. So the eyes will be on which team exactly drops off at Picado, and has to be a team with a lot of balls.
Yeah, it has to be indeed. But this one is also going to be interesting because now we did have the back-to-back chicken dinners coming in as well. Also, one thing I want to keep in my eye out on is going to be where the team of ZARAR is going to land, because for the last two games, Sanhok and Erangel, they had the drop locations clash with the same set of lads. It was the team of IDL that they were fighting in the early stages, but this time IDL taking the drop of Picado and ZARAR heading towards the northern side of Greater Fields area along with a lot of teams. So the southern part has been pretty much left abandoned, with H2E being there. The circle heading over and centered around the Los Leones area is just going to make things a lot more interesting in this matchup, since most of the teams are going to be rotating in. But 14 teams on Miramar is going to mean that until the late game stages, there is hardly going to be any action unless some drop locations just clash, which it looks like that just might happen.
I mean, Johnny, we might just have to eat our words down, because from what we have seen from this region, they just don't care about how many teams they are. If they find a squad, they are for sure 100% going to take that fight. But by the looks of the circle, we can see Team IDL holding on to the Picado area. Los Leones taken by Team HotShot, and HotShot had a very fair outing last game. They were just shy of those position points, but the kills were on spot, and there you go, no rules. Baraka finding down 247 Gaming, instantly knocking him down. I think he was just going in for those vehicles, just got caught off guard and has been taken down. But right now, members of 247 getting taken down again. Jin this time, and 247. This squad is in a whole world of trouble, as the push might come in any moment.
Yeah, 247 Gaming, the man responsible for the clutch on Erangel, is going to be the first one to be taken down by Jin. And that is just one kill point secure, while the other lads just watch their teammates slowly and steadily bleed to death. Ummi was also dropped down low. The weapons are going to be shared between these three players, and they're going to try and make a comeback against this squad number 15, which is the team of No Rules, who are right now spread out in this city of El Pozo. There's another team in there, and it is TUF. Well, if you remember, I said the squad of ZARAR had their drop locations clash. This time they are on the Crater Fields area. They are going to be moving in towards the circle, and all these teams are going to be heading in the same direction. So it's going to be the rotation that might just put the team in trouble, not their drop location.
Yes, that certainly might just be the case over here. But 247, they are looking to be in a very, very bad position right from the start. Have been rattled down by the members of our Team No Rules. And TUF are just trailing behind. And we got to see 3 squads dropping off at El Pozo. So many areas left wide open. We had Chumacera. Nobody bothered to go towards La Drilera. Even Valedemar is left open. If you talk about those big places, La Cobreria, Torre Amuda, Campo Militar, all of obviously the rightward trajectory was not favoring them, but a few teams tend to take those vehicles, go get their loot done, and then get back right inside the circle.
I mean, these drops just might work because it is just 14 teams in the matchup, and that sort of allows you to stay a little bit closer and not just like focus on going to your actual drop location if the trajectory is not favoring you, especially the northern part of the map this time around. And that just puts the teams in a little bit more comfortable position in the early game stages. All right, this is not going to be comfortable at all for this lad from Red Esports, as Zio was trying to run towards the compound. Is going to be spotted out by the players of PKVIRUS, and Rana is just going to take him down easily and goes for the finish as well, as the players from Red are nowhere to be found around their teammate.
And he will have to bite the dust. And with that, PKVIRUS Rana is going to make his move inside with his teammates. And yes, this team is kind of dingling and dangling around, I mean, so there are certain games where they have very good outing, and there are certain games where they're just not visible and they just get eliminated. So consistency is certainly that this team can focus upon. But right now, if you talk about teams, the cluster or the majority of the teams are on the northwestern side, looking forward towards their loot and then get inside the circle. A lot of areas can still be looted in. You have Chumacera, even the southern islands of Puerto Paraiso.
Yeah, that might just be true, but this time around we are going to have to see how the other teams retaliate. Also, another interesting thing is going to be where the squad of H2E have gone to the southern islands. That's the prison area, Minas del Sur and Los Higos. So they're going to have an isolated early game. From where on out, their mid game is also going to be pretty much empty because no teams are in their direction, and they're going to have an easy time. But they need to make sure that they make it count. They need to make sure that if they're going to start playing the edge of the circles from here on out, they are just being super, super careful and just picking off any of the kills that they can in the mid-game stages.
And there you go. We can see members of Team ZARAR, and they are making their move on the upward sides of Crater Fields, I believe. But if you talk about Team riskOP, so if they get the chicken dinner in this one as well, this will be a hat-trick for themselves. And when the overall standings will be coming in, they will be finding themselves on the top of the table. They will be the happy bunch of peoples. But right now, 247 almost were on a verge of disaster, have somehow mitigated themselves, and now they've just lost Gaming, who has been the sole survivor in both the games that they've played today. So now things are gonna shift towards them, and we will have to see as to how they're gonna perform.
Yeah, the performance is definitely going to be noticed from this squad as we wait for them to step into the action. Only 2 players being taken out of this matchup right now, but the blue zone is slowly and steadily closing in, forcing the teams to make their movements in towards the circle. Now, no rules. They have gone for a 2-2 split, and the players of 247, they are going to look for revenge. They are quite close, just exiting the city of El Pozo right now and moving towards the circle. On the other side, TUF, even they dropped on the western edge of the city, but they went for a super early rotation and have now already made their way towards La Triela and are looking at a really comfortable position on the western edge of the circle.
Well, Team Solo, this is one team that has a lot of potential. We have seen in the past, and today they are looking a bit shabby, to be honest. And Team H2E, a rather very interesting rotation coming right from the bottom, outside the circle. Oh, well, are they going out or are they coming in? By the looks of Hakar, he does not care. He is just going towards Straight, who is, well, farther from the circle.
Yeah, the further away you are, the more trouble you're going to have indeed. But for now, the teams are looking to take over the city of Los Leones. H2E, they are still just waiting on Los Higos, going for the late rotation. And I'm not a fan of those. You never want to invest your first aid just fighting the early blue zone. Even though it is just a little bit of chip damage, not much damage being dealt out to you. But still, you're going to have to invest those bandages. And if you decide decide to just wait out like 247 Lucky has, he is going to have to wait to find the first aid if he gets too low. And in that scenario, what you're doing is you're wasting your crucial healing utility that could have saved you in a clutch moment, that you could have used to heal up from a fight that you had just won, and just wasting it on the chip damage that the blue zone is dealing. So going for the early rotations is going to be pretty important, especially if the circle is around Los Leones, because that city is a nightmare for a lot of people.
Yes, Los Leones. This is a city. I mean, in the map of Miramar, if you have to use your grenades to perfection, if you want that urban warfare, then Los Leones is definitely the location that you have to find yourselves in. But right now, no rules. Shin, he is taking a lot of beating from the circle and finally has made it inside. And talking about the utilities that he has, he does have the level 3 helmet, which is definitely a plus. But the range, he is getting shot from the right hand side, and somehow he has also managed to escape.
Yeah, but this time Zalim, he is just going to live up to his name and finish off the lad right next to him. But this is a long range fight coming in, and even Zalim is going to be caught off guard by Barkha. But Barkha is taking the blue damage, from the blue zone. He has the boosters running in, but now he needs to find a way to get out of here as fast as he can, because ZARAR, they have finally managed to make their rotation. The players of Red are still going to be in trouble as Fool manages to catch them off guard. The shots are being fired on towards them as well, but they just secure the kill on Joker, who was left outside and away from his teammate. You do see them on the high ground in the distance, but Bunny with the 2x on his sniper, it is going to be a tricky thing to make work. But if he can actually land a really nice shot, that might just be what he needs.
Well, Johnny, we have seen some amazing Winchester shots, and
Yeah.
2 times Car 98, come on, bring it on. We have seen a lot of surprising plays from these players, and I believe you have something you want to say.
Yes, you and I were casting the games during the PMPL scrims of South Asia, and there we actually did see the Winchester plays come into action from some of the teams when the moment took place for the Southeast Asian teams to come in, and that was an intense matchup. But Winchester, I really like that weapon as well.
Yes, certainly. And it was, I guess, Team Genocide, the players of Team Cells, or I believe it was Atinki, who had taken down Sangwan, who was just running to find some cover.
Yeah.
In the way, he was finding some vehicle, in fact, and he just got smacked right up in the head. But well, look at what we have here. Team TUF, after the first day's 10 kills, we have not seen a lot out of this team, always getting picked off early in the game. But right now, Charlie is marching ahead. He has spotted players, and he is going to take shots any single moment. Red Walker having the Uzi, he's thrown down, and Anubis takes a lot of beating, but Charlie will finally be traded off. But is it gonna be enough? Charlie has been finished off by Team Red, and instantly he's gonna go for the res.
It just might be enough, because Fool, they are being backstabbed as well. They were taking damage as Charlie was moving in from their rear. In the distance, you do see on the map squad number 15 that can even put Red in a bit of trouble. And yes, Walker is going to take damage from Smoke, who has managed to find a flank for his team. Anubis, he needs to heal up. He does. Walker goes back in the cover behind the red. Smoke is charging in. Fool, they have lost 2 players. Smoke needs to be careful. An even 2v2 situation. Red, they just need to wait. Fool are being too aggressive, and this might just turn out to be the fight that Red needs. And now the charging comes in. Smoke takes down 1 with the help from his teammate, and Bunny in the rail lines is just going to provide the support as Smoke goes in and finish off the team of Red Esports.
Did you just see what Smoke did? He was barely 10 HP, did not really care, went in and finished the whole squad. And that's the player that he is. And Team Fool is certainly a force that we know is reckoned with, living up to their names. But right now, TUF really struggling connecting their shots right. And they have team members of Team No Rules right in their radars, but we have to check as to how they're gonna go and approach them. But if we talk about the circle, it's somehow, you know, coming around the city of Los Leones, and if it goes down there, we're gonna see a lot of teams taking those compounds, a lot of grenade fights, a lot of smoke fights, and Zalim taken down by the play zone. That's a shocker.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be a shocker, but for now, the teams, they need to be really, really careful right now, entering the circle and just entering with that the city of Los Leones, the dreaded battlegrounds that this city brings along with it. A lot of compounds, a lot of good cover, but with that comes the pressure of charging into those compounds and taking control of them. Sometimes not knowing who might be waiting for you. But on the other side, we do see a player of ZARAR just fall down to the play zone, which is just going to be unfortunate for the team, losing out on one crucial player. 247 Gaming as well, going for the late rotation, still in the blue zone. Lucky, he needs to move really, really fast.
He does have to move really fast, and I guess Erangel finally gets picked up by his teammate. And well, if you talk about Team ZARAR, Professor, the man that we looked, who had absolutely 1000 IQ out there, we will have to see as to how they are gonna get inside the circle. But oh my god, there is a curveball, and a lot of teams have to take the higher grounds, and Team No Rules might just be having that smirk. But for how long? Because we can see Smoke trying to take the center.
Fixes, I have to ask you a question. Are you ready to see a hat trick from riskOP? Look at that position right on the edge of the circle, and that has to be a really good spot to be in for them. They can't just fight in one single direction, but what just happened? The players of 247 Gaming just falling down to the blue zone.
Yeah, even I was taking a look at the map, and they were not even moving. So I guess some kind of connection issues that they had to suffer, and that's really disappointing and really sad for 247 Gaming. But right now, Team No Rules, they are in a bit of a pickle. They have to go against our Team TUF, and TUF, this is a perfect opportunity for them to redeem themselves. Ronnie taking that right flank out in here, but Absol will be taking down Bhutto. Ronnie going back with his teammates, and let's see if the fight actually takes place. But yes, Ayan takes down Venom of Team TUF.
Yeah, TUF, they are going to be in a little bit of a pickle. It is risky business charging in like this, especially when the team of No Rules, they have the high ground. Zameen on the back lines, Edgar inside the compounds, Venom going for the revive on his teammate. And in a little while, this 3 versus 4 situation is going to turn into a 4v4 again. 247, TUF, I'm sorry, they are going to be in trouble as HotShotSs are right on the rear side. Senior, along with his teammate right next to him, is trying to see if he can find someone exposed or someone just being a little bit careless so they can take him out easily. But Ayan is going to be dropped down low. FTUF have they have become aware of this position of HotShotSs, and now No Rules, as well as the shots were being fired by IGen, the damage being traded between both these teams. The support is not going to be there for the side of No Rules, as the teammates do not really have the line of sight available to them. They can take the fight against TUF, but fight against No Rules, it's going to be a little bit tricky, and it is going to be a 2 versus 4 fight until they finish off TUF first.
Yes, certainly we will have to see as to how this fight erupts, because TUF has deployed smokes every single where, trying to avoid any single fight. But Absol, this man does not want to stop, has taken down Hassan. We can see the fight emerging in the high ground area. Team Solo versus Team Ideal. This is one hell of a fight that's going on. Meanwhile, Danny picking off Golden Star's Oxy.
Yeah, the one lad being taken down is going to put the squad in a weird sort of a situation. Professor from ZARAR Esports being taken down by Senior from the squad, and that is also a weird situation for the squad of ZARAR being in. Even they had lost players in the early game stages. This time, just 2 players surviving. Just 1 player left standing, in fact. That is Zalim. He needs to go revive his teammate. TUF, they are still looking to find a way to charge in. But in the meanwhile, the blue zone comes in, and we are going to see where the next circle moves in. The last time, it did give a bamboozling moment to the teams, but this time, is it going to go south? Is it going to go move north? No, it goes east instead. And now the teams, they're going to have to try and find a way to enter this open land. And once again, Fixes, we're going to have a battle for King of the Hill.
Yes, we are gonna have that battle, but taking a look at the circle, not even a single squad is inside, and a few teams will definitely have the better advantage. But right now, this fight has to come into conclusion. Zameen are taking down members of Team HotShot, Smoke taking down Rana, Thor finding himself in a fight, and No Rules, they are charging onto it. A member of TUF and riskOP have been eliminated from the game, courtesy to Team Fool. But right now, TUF's Thor has to fight against certain players, and Thor gets taken down, getting confused over there. Venom being the last member surviving from his squad, praying down one, but Samurai will finish him off as Team TUF bites the dust with No Rules taking the victory in this skirmish.
Yeah, No Rules, an aggressive charge in, and an aggressive charge in that was definitely required from their side. But now they're going to have to be careful as the other squads of HotShotS also have managed to go for the rotation. The countdown again hit 0. That means the blue zone is going to start to move in. Also an interesting thing on the minimap, if you can see, the squad of H2E, who started their journey all the way from Los Higos Island, have made their way towards the northern part of the circle. They're going to be in a comfortable position, but one team that's going to be not in a comfortable position, it's going to be Solo, as Ghost has been taken down.
Yes, Ghost has been taken down, but if you take a look at the circle, IDL looks to redeem themselves as they have taken the King of the Hill. But King spotting down Ayan from Team HotShotS, but Bilal Amin, he is still over there. And oh my goodness, he was oblivious of the fact that there were teams in front, there were players in front of him, and down goes Golden Star, and also Solo King will be taken down as well. Ibrar trying to take the high ground advantage, taking few shots onto the players of Team RDX, but on his left hand side we can see members of Team No Rules, and No Rules Baraka has been taken down by Smoke. Senior taking down Absol will finish him off instantly. Fool and Team Solo, this looks to be a good fight, but they are taking different fights with themselves, and No Rules Jin has been taken down. Baraka has also been taken down. One good grenade coming in from Smoke can be the demise for Team No Rules.
Yeah, it can be the demise indeed, but Samurai is going to try and fight this one out. Bunny, that was an overly exposed position through a nade from, and he might just get punished for this. But Fools, they need to be careful. There's just 2 of them remaining for the side of FoolEsports. Bunny's health is going to be dropped down low. Smoke is coming up, and Samurai goes for the revive on his teammate Ronnie. He's going to be up on his feet. In the meanwhile, Jen is going to fall down to the blue zone. 2 versus 2 situation between these two teams, and Fool, they have the cover of the ridge on the opposing side. Their opponents, there is a rock in front of them, and a lot of smoke wall has been built up. They can pop out from either side, but the smokes have started to dissipate, and now there is just one towards their left side. They need to be really careful as to how they take this fight. How many nades does this team have? These two lads are not just stopping.
Well, grenades, you can never have enough grenades in the game of PUBG Mobile, but there you go. Bilal Amin taking down Tiger. Team RDX is certainly trying their best to survive. Have 3 kills, have 3 players, but they need more right now. Ghost is taking a lot of beating out there. Fools, Smoke and Bunny, these 2 players survive, but they've taken 8 kills already. And Team Solo, they have finally been eliminated. But right now, Bunny wants to eliminate the squad of No Rules. Tiger being taken down by Senior from HotShot, and Team Fool rather opting for the foot instead of the vehicle will be met by Team H2E.
Yeah, they need to be careful on the other side as well, but HotShotS on the other side, they are focused on the squad of Idol. Just 1 person remaining, and he can be taken down as well, but he is just going to start retaliating in the right moment, coming big and standing tall for his team. How long can he survive? Not for long, as HotShotS, they had the advantage, the numbers advantage, and they made it count. Down to 3 teams, 10 people alive. HotShotS, they had an amazing performance. No Rules as well, and Team H2E, they had a slow start, but this is what it gets you. It gets you to the late game, and HotShotS are still in here with all 4 players alive. The kills are not there, but the numbers are definitely going to be there, as Ronnie is going to fall down as well. Just 1 more player remaining from No Rules. He tries to take the fight. Amin has been taken down by Samurai. The other players are charging in, and this can be a tricky situation as Senior has been spotted out. His health is low. The AK in his hands. It can dish out a lot of damage, but 2v1 situation. They double peek him and take him down over the rocks, and now down to 2 teams, 3 versus 4, and this can be a weird situation for Team HotShotS.
And now the fight is right back at where it should be, a 3v3 fight. One player from Team H2E that has been taken down. HotShotS have finally heard our call. They've gone in for the position. They're amazing on the kills, and they are looking to take that chicken dinner. But in front of them stand the resilient team of H2E, who do not want to give up at any single moment right now. It's still a 4v3 fight going on as they have revived their teammate. We will have to see whether Team HotShot can pull this one off, because if they're getting the chicken dinner, they are going to end up with 17 freaking kills.
Yeah, those are just going to give them the boost in the standings, be it the match standings or the overall standings in general. And this is going to be a really good game for this team of HotShotS. Ayan charging in from the flank. He's going to have to face out Dread against. But Ayan is going to get spotted out, isolated, takes a lot of damage, and is going to be taken down as well by Ati, the man who was knocked down a couple of seconds earlier. Dread is going to be traded out by the team of HotShotS. And this, again, has been turned into a pretty weird sort of a situation. 2 versus 3. All right, last man surviving for HotShotS. Baba from the high ground. He can try and do this, but I think the safer play is going to be to go for the revive on Senior first and then try and take the fight. But Harker, he is just going for the finish with the barrel in his hands. He wants to end this, and he wants to end this now. This can be a greedy play, but H2E, I really like this from them. In fact, I love this. They are paying respect to even that one lad sitting on the high ground. They have the circle. They have the man advantage. Baba in no way can take down all 4 of them. But in the end, H2E still stand tall and get the chicken dinner on this Miramar match.
Oh my goodness, what an outing from both these teams, and in fact everybody of them. HotShotS, this team was looking so strong with 13 kills, did not have the numbers in the end, but still did not want to give up. But the zone being favorable to H2E and also having the number advantage, they held on and they were really strong, and with that they got themselves the chicken dinner.
Yeah, an impressive chicken dinner coming in from H2E, especially seeing how they rotated in towards those final circles. And it was a really long rotation for them, but they made sure that it was perfect. They made sure that it was in their favor, and they made sure the fights were going in their favor as well. And the last fight, that was so impressive from them. But for now, let's have a look at the MVP from this game and see which player stood above everyone else. It was Smoke from Team FoolEsports.
Yes, Smoke having those 7 kills. Certainly FoolEsports could not get the chicken dinner. But look at his damage, 1081. That's abysmal. That's brutal. And a survival time of 21 minutes. That's where he could have done better. But today, I believe alongside Smoke, one other thing is the MVP. That's the circle, the way he took those curveballs.
Yeah, the curveball was indeed pretty impressive. I mean, straight from Los Leones, taking the northern empty area and then moving on top of the mountain. It was pretty tricky for the teams to deal with. I definitely thought riskOP was going to have it, but it was that over-aggressive fight that costed them the game. And just an unfortunate situation. Could have gone for the hat-trick, but now let's have a look at the top 5 players from this game and see how many kills or how many players are going to be there challenging Smoke. And the second one is going to be Senior, but with 5 kills to his name. And Ayan also representing the squad of HotShotS. So 3 players coming in from HotShotS, 1 from No Rules, and definitely our MVP for the match, Smoke, representing FoolEsports.
Yes, certainly. And they did have the highest number of kills, I believe, Team HotShotS. And they find themselves, in fact, 3 of their players, Ebrar, Senior, and Ayan. An amazing outing from them as well. But if you take an overall side as to how Miramar really went off, initially we were just wondering maybe we get to see those urban close range combat, but then we saw the circle taking a curveball coming down towards the northeastern side of Los Leones, then again taking that lateral shift, then again going down towards the members of H2. It was so confusing for all the teams, and we saw some really rather interesting fights, some good third parties coming in, and there was one team that got just eliminated from the blue zone. That was 2 247.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate situation, but now let's have a look and see the standings for this game and see the amount of points teams have earned for themselves with headshots. Even though they finished on the second position in the match standings, the 13 kills are going to give them the first number of points earned. 27 points in total. Right behind them, it's going to be Team H2E with 25 points for them.
Yes, and Team No Rules are definitely gonna follow them back and taking the third position in this particular game with 6 kills, 16 points to the name. But FoolEsports did, however, put their hearts in and gotten themselves 8 kills, resulting in 14 points. And as we go down, we did see Team Solo. That was looking absolutely promising, but they could not do much. But taking a look at the teams that are placed in the bottom half this time, 247 Gaming, Risk, one of the teams that we know were on a streak, almost on the verge of a triple chicken dinner, and they kind of crapped their pants.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate point of time for them in this game, but good thing is they still have one more remaining. That's going to be the next game being played on Vikendi, and it is also going to be an intense one because I expected this Miramar to be a bit of slow-paced game, but it wasn't. We had fights in the early game, a few pickoffs here and there, but the rotations is where teams sort of took a massive advantage. The moment they saw someone, it wasn't right then and there they tried to take the fight, because we had HotShotSs just wait TUF out, put them in an uncomfortable position, and then just run away, giving the advantage to No Rules over there, and No Rules just taking advantage and just finishing off TUF.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of fights going on, if you remember. It was TUF just not taking damage from No Rules. It was teams also from other side. But we will also have to take a look at the winners of this particular game. That is Team H2E and Red sitting at the top with 11 kills. And Hacker just having that 1 kill, but certainly providing the right support for his teammates.
Yeah, and Dread being the veteran on the team is definitely showcasing why he is one of the best players in the region of Pakistan right now. 11 kills, an amazing performance as far as the overall matches are concerned, because these are the overall stats of these players. And Dread, I've seen this guy from the very get-go since the scene started, and he has always been in a really good form.
Yes, that purely reflects in how he has performed overall till now in the PMCO, and we are expecting more out of him. But you know, this was just a one Miramar. After this, we have Vikendi, and then after that, we will have a set of new group chiming in, and that will be the Group C, where we have Team Bablu. But we gotta take a look at the leaderboard as to see where all these teams stands right now.
Yeah, and riskOP with the 3 chicken dinners that they have in total, crossing the 100-point mark, and they are the only team to do so. 101 points for them. IDL on the second position, 82 points. 247 Gaming, they have dropped down in the standings, as you can see with the red marker, 80 points. But this is interesting, as we do see FoolEsports and No Rules and HotShotSs with no chicken dinners, and a really good amount of kills for these teams stepping into the top 8 right now. Top 8, I always say this, top 8 is where you want to be.
Well, Johnny, we certainly did miss out on one thing.
Yeah.
Team Risk is on the top with just 5 matches played.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine they've already crossed that 100 marker, and 2 more games that they have to play. And if they get a good outing in those, they can just jetpack themselves way ahead. But taking a look at the second or the third quarter instead, and we have a few teams at having those 5 games, but a few teams have also played 7 games. But Team Bablu, look at them, just 2 games, and they will be playing their other 2 games, one of which will be today.
Yeah, the last game of the day is not going to be Vikendi, it's going to be Miramar. That is with different groups and with different teams, and these are the final teams right now sitting in the bottom 4. Exterminators, HFD, Oxy and HellRaisers with not enough games played. Exterminators and HFD with 2 matches played each. Oxy and HellRaisers with 1 game each. So they are going to be coming in today again in the very last game of the day, which is going to be on Miramar between teams from Group C and D, and that should be an intense one as well. But before that, we have a match on Vikendi between these groups A and D, which is going to happen after a very short break. So you guys stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2020 Fall Split. We are going to be heading into match number 4 for the teams from Group A and Group D. My name is Warren Super Johnny John. Joining me is Phoenix this time on the desk, and we are straight going to jump into the action as Vikendi is already live and the plane trajectory is starting from the area of Trevno and heading towards the southern side of Dobromesto.
Yeah, that's amazing. Let's see which team is going to land it where, and I am hoping that we are going to see some early fights in Villa, Dobromesto, and maybe Kirches as well. And teams are dropping out there. Most of the teams are moving towards towards the western side as well as the southern side, and I'm hoping that some team maybe conquer Goroka as well. And if I predict the zone is going to be on Castle.
Yeah, I would love to see the castle zone, but the unfortunate thing is I hardly ever get to see that. I've been begging for castle zones for a long time. Anytime the zone is even slightly close to castle, it ends up moving somewhere else, and this time, so these are the zones that I like as well. Water zones. The land area has been reduced to about 80% of the circle already, and that is going to force the teams to move in early towards the city of Dobromesto or towards the center of the circle, and then just pick up those compounds and hold their positions. That is pretty important. But as we can see from the drops and the map, a lot of drop locations are already starting to clash. Squad number 12, we do see them move in along with squad number 9. 247 Gaming, for them, they have decided to stay over the city of Bihar.
That's amazing. And if we talk about team number 6, which is H2E, they already got chicken dinner in a Miramar match, and they are already inside the zone. Let's see that they're going to get a chicken dinner in this match as well, because I'm hoping every match like riskOP, because they got 2 chicken dinners in a row. And if we talk about Team 247, they are also inside the zone. Maybe they just have to improve their gameplay, because in the previous match they didn't perform that well. And we talk about HotShotSs. They get a huge amount of chicken dinner in the previous match, and PKVIRUS just spotted some player of Red Esports.
Yeah, Rathor just spotting out the players on towards Dino Park Red. They were in trouble in the last game as well, taking an early exit and being forced to not earn enough points to get them a good standing. This time, Rathor is going to take the fight with the Tommy gun in his hands and does dish out some damage, but takes a lot more. Already dropping down to 30% HP, has 5 bandages on himself. Oh, goes for the repeat along with his teammate from the backline, and Rana gets the knock. Rathor is just gonna help his teammate secure the kill. Red Esports, not a very good start for them this time. 2 players being taken out, just 2 men left surviving, and the team is gonna be forced to just back off and stay away from this entire situation.
Yeah, that's true. And Red Esports should have to change their plan, do some changes, because they are getting on the verge of elimination in early games, which is not good for them, because you want to get some points. It is related to as well as placement and kill points as well. But if we look, Red Esports already lost 1 player, and 1 player is knocked out. One player again got knocked out because he just want to revive him, but because of that, he doesn't use any utilities. He didn't use any smoke and spotted out outside in the open, and this cost him. He got knocked out.
Yeah, Joker is the last man surviving for his team, just holding on to the edge of the wall. He knows where the players of PKVIRUS are, and they will just try and find out this last remaining player. I think they can go for the hunt down. They didn't know the players dropped on the Dino Park area, all 4 of them. And PKVIRUS, they're just waiting. These 2 players, they're just waiting for their teammates to come in, because now you don't have armor, you don't have helmet. The healing utility is going to be a bit less. The ammo is not going to be there as well. You can't take elongated fights. You have to end them early and then go in for the looting stages and restart looting, get healing up. Get your health back to 100%. Joker, he just needs to be patient. If he gets those individual 1v1s from the players of PKVIRUS, he can go for the fights and potentially finish them up. He definitely has the weapon to do it for a close range combat, the Uzi.
Yeah, that's true, because if we talk about Joker, he have a level 2 kit as well, except for the bag he have a vest and helmet of a level 2. And if we talk about Rana, who take 3 kills of Team Red Esports, he doesn't have a helmet or vest yet. And if Team Red Esports, if PKVIRUS push towards Team Red Esports, maybe they also got eliminated in an early stage, and I'm feel very sad for them. And let's talk about one more player got knocked out in the game, and if we talk about, maybe this is the team which I'm looking at.
It is a Ghost from Solo who was taken down, but they did manage to trade out a player from Fool. Absol getting the knock. Ghost was finished off indeed, and that is going to leave Solo in a really bad situation. But Absol spotted out the players from Fool on the downslope of the mountain in front of him. The smoke being deployed is just going to provide them some cover, and Absol, he has a slight ridge in front of him, does take some damage, but not enough to get the knock. He's going to be in a safe position, for his teammates are coming in as a backup, and they will be able to protect him or pick him up and just get away, which seems like that is the game plan for them. Losing one player, 3 players alive, you need to go passive, you need to calm down, you need to get away from the fight, and that's exactly what the players of Solo are doing right now.
Absolutely, because they know that in front of them they are FoolEsports. In the previous match they got 8 kills, and if we talk about, they also take, FoolEsports also take an early fight, got 3 kills but lost 2 players, but that 2 players showed a perfect dominance, lead their team to top 4 and got 8 kills, which is also amazing. And if we look forward to ZARAR Esports, previous match maybe they didn't perform so well. In the Sanhok match they did something amazing, which is also great. And if we talk about Team 20 is moving towards ZARAR, can he make it? Can he get a knock? Because this is a 1v1 fight, and Team 247 Gaming moving towards him. Can they spot him? Can he kill him and get an early kill?
Yeah, that is going to be a big question. Can they get the kill this time? 247 Umi, last game wasn't really good for the squad. Most of them just being taken out by the blue zone. The early kill from Gaming as well. He was finished off all the way in El Pozo, and from there on out his team began to struggle a little bit. But ZARAR, it seems like this team cannot just have a slowed down early game stage. All 4 of them in fact. Yeah. This game as well, their drop location is always clashing with someone, and they are used to it as well. One player being taken down by Umi is not going to impact the performance of the entire team. They will somehow emerge out of this fight, and as I say that, Professor spots out a player, fires the shots with the 4x, but doesn't seem to connect.
Yeah, that's a fight going between Red RDX Esports and team number, maybe it's 8, and team number 8, FoolEsports. Can they make it? Maybe it says team number 6, sorry, my bad, H2E. Can they make it? Can they grow? He's just popping some nade, pull pin of grenade. Can he make it? He just H2E charge towards him. Can he get a knock? He's the 3rd man, 3 men surviving, a backup coming from H2E team, and yes, it worked out. They knocked a player of RDX Esports. 2 players are knocked down on RDX Esports. There's a fight going on, but he just got knocked out in the fight. H2E Esports maybe get a very slow game. They are too late because they lost 2 players in an early fight.
Yeah, they took the players in the early fight, but Gamer is trying to get a knock from the close range, and the SMG is certainly perfect for that. Goes for the jump shot, misses a few, takes a lot of damage, fighting through the windows, not definitely charging in, but RDX comes out, he runs to the first floor, and he's going to be finished off. H2E, 2 players might just be enough for them. 4 is definitely the number they want, but 2 can get the job done. On the other side, 247 are going in on the action against the players of ZARAR. One after the other, they are falling down, and I think Deranged is the last man surviving. All the players have been taken down. Deranged just trying to get away, and he has somehow managed to get a good distance between him and the players of 247 Gaming.
That's true, and I'm feeling bad from RDX Esports. They have the upper hand. They just have to capitalize the game. And if we talk about ZARAR, last man surviving, having a very low on health. He's surviving on very low health. Can he survive? Can get some placement point? But 247 Gaming, they are just charging on them. And if we talk, riskOP are on the upper hill. They are also firing on ZARAR Esports, a team number 7 player, because he is in a big trouble. He got sandwiches between two amazing teams.
Yeah, the sandwich was intense, and that is why the team got punished. But this time, the early stages, they are going to finish off a little bit early for some game, as one team has been eliminated already, down to 13 teams, 42 players alive, 2 for 7, having a good start for themselves. 3 kills already confirmed for them. But I think one team that's going to be pretty happy with the circle situation right now, it's going to be the squad of IDL. Just sitting in the center of Dobromesto. No one is there to contest him. Most of the teams are rotating from the southern side of the circle, so the edge on towards Dino Park area. That's going to be a pretty tricky situation for a lot of teams, especially the last surviving player for Red Esports, that is Joker, who is still alive in this game.
Yeah, he just have to be alive because he have to get some placement point, and we look forward towards the first airdrop. Here we have M249 with some 5mm 8x scope and level 3 kit. If a person got M249, he can eliminate a whole squad in a single spray if you aim towards on a head, and if it got connected as well. Let's see who is going to take the, maybe it is on a water side, who is going to risk and take it. Maybe team number 18 can get that, which are HotShotSs. They are one of the best because they got a high amount of kill in the previous match. And yeah, a centralized circles. Most of the teams are inside the zone. Only few teams are moving inside the zone, which are no rules, as well as Golden Stars. Maybe Golden Stars, they have to improve their gameplay. They have a high advantage. They know how to play. They have experience as well, but maybe they just have to change their plan.
Yeah, they need to change the game plan and come up with a new one as well right now in the moment, because they are just going to be rotating with the squad of No Rules right next to them. That might put them in trouble, both the teams on the edge of the circle right now, but this is going to be a really bad situation for Joker. The good thing for him is he is inside the circle, so there is absolutely no incentive for him to step out of cover right now, and he can just wait for the players of riskOP to abandon and get away from this Dino Park so he can stay alive a little bit longer.
Yes,
the blue zone is closing in slowly and steadily. A minute is going to be on the clock, but the players of Risk, it looks like they are hunting down and they are just trying to go and find some extra loot. Joker sitting in the washrooms right now, just looking through the window and trying to see if he can actually spot out the players or the threat coming in his direction. But Gold Stars up against the players of No Rules.
Can they make it through? Because they need some kills. They just want that. They just have to build the momentum and improve their gameplay. Because you're knocking and got eliminated in early stages. You just have to improve the gameplay, or just make it through and get some kills to boost your confidence. Just like HotShotSs, they just turned on the beast mode in the previous match. And if you look, No Rules are looking forward. And unfortunately, Red Esports, the last player, just got killed by maybe riskOP, because riskOP just got eliminated in the previous match in an early stage, and they just want to find some kills and as well as placement point, because in overall standings they are leading. They are on the first place, and here's the fight going between No Rules versus Golden Stars. Let's see who is going to win, and I'm hoping that Golden Stars is going to capitalize on this fight.
Yeah, No Rules, just with a 3-man squad in this game, are just trying to hold the compound and stop the players from Golden Stars to charge in. It is going to be pretty incredible, because now you can use the choke points in these compounds to take the fights against the players that you're outnumbered. Also, Barkha in the backlines can actually spot our players in the open, but the other way around is also an option that the players of Golden Stars actually end up taking, and AK is going to get a knock, reducing the numbers of No Rules to a 2 versus 4. Now 2 players, they are separated as well. Jin is trying to fire those shots. He does get knocked, but he does reveal his position as well while getting a knock. The charge is going to come in. Jin goes for the fight, and the G36C is going to stand tall and through. The third knock as well comes in for Jin. Cobra, the last man surviving. This fight was supposed to go in the direction of the players of GS, but they end up losing it. Cobra, he needs to find a way to win this one for his team, or else that is going to be a super early exit for them on the 12th position. Spots out one through the windows. The shots are coming in from the other team. They both charge in on him. He's just sitting there, and he's just going to die while sitting on the corner. Golden Star, they take an early exit in this game on the 12th position.
What a game by Jin. He's just knocking out one player and again and again and again, just putting his 100% because he know that he can do it. He have the gun power, and he is having G360. He uses Uzi and G360, a very lethal combo. And if we look at the minimap, most of the teams are inside the zone. Only ZARAR and No Rules are outside the zone. They can move inside the zone early because they know that the blue zone damage is going to be lethal. And if we talk about riskOP, the team who showed the dominance, the team who are on the first and maybe just increase some placement or maybe overall standing so that the points as well, because points are very important in this game. It's placement points as well as skill points. And if we talk about Risk, they are on the first position in overall standings.
Yeah, the first position is definitely a really, really good spot to be in. But riskOP, they need to be careful as well, because at any given moment, just like the last game, if they mess up again and again and again, the first position can be taken away. But let's not forget, these are just the group stages, so the objective is not to stay on top. I mean, staying on top is definitely gonna give you a good momentum going into the semi-finals, but you need to stay in the top 24 so that you can move on to the next stage. The third airdrop is gonna come in this game now with the AWM and the level 3 kit and a painkiller in there as well. Just a little bit something extra for the player who goes to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we have team number 18, the HotShotSs. I can call him the killing machine as well, because they know that at which time they have the gun power. They are very confident while they're taking fight. And PKVIRUS, Rana, spotting some players of riskOP, and yes, some shots maybe got connected of a riskOP player. He is dancing, Rator is just dancing. He know that they have 3 kills and also inside the zone. You just have to entertain the audience and buy game and using some emotes as well.
Yeah, and it is always, I've noticed, on Vikendi that the players of Pakistan like to emote. I definitely remember an iconic moment we saw in the last PMCO wherein it was in Cement Factory. All 4 players just emoting together because, well, it is Vikendi. Half of the time you're just trying to spot out opponents in the distance and trying to see if no one is charging on you. And you do get bored sometimes. Might as well just sit alone in the house with your teammates, with your squad mates, with the boys and just chill for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And this fight is going between PKVIRUS versus riskOP. The fight which I really want to see, because both teams are very good. PKVIRUS are relying on placement point, but they are moving towards skill points as well. They already got 3 kills. They just have to increase them. And if we talk about Dice, one of the best player from riskOP team, he having M24. Can he get some knocks? And if he got some knocks, Risk pushes towards PKVIRUS. Can PKVIRUS capitalize the game, or Risk be on the upper hand and get some free kills maybe for them?
Well, free kills, it's going to be pretty hard to get, but the teams have started to move on the southern side of the circle towards Mawatra, and the circle moves there as well. Right now, IDL, they are right on the northeastern edge. Fool, PKVIRUS, and riskOP are the teams that are outside. Also, we do see some teams on the southern edge of Mawatra. In fact, 2. That is squad number 15 and squad number 7. They are going to have to find a way to avoid each other and go for the northern rotation so they can safely enter the circle. But so far, HotShotSs, they are bang in the middle and in a comfortable position, along with 247 Gaming. IDL, they also have made their way in towards the circle's center. And IDL, looking at the map, it looks like their strategy is to just play the edge, not of the circle, but of the island.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And PKVIRUS are moving inside the zone. They are very close to the team of maybe HotShotSs. I just forgot the name. But yeah, I was just talking about PKVIRUS. They are very smart. They know that moving inside the zone is very good for them, because if you are inside the zone, you have an upper hand. And Team 247 Gaming, who just got knocked out, eliminated in the early stages of the previous game, can they get some kills of this team? Because PKVIRUS are looking strong. They are quite confident. They already got 3 kills. They just want some more. And Team 247 Gaming, we already know that they have the gun power. They know how to get some kills, and they are just Team PKVIRUS is throwing some molly, trying to get some early knocks, and Rana having a Uzi. We know that he uses Uzi very amazingly. Let's see that he gets some knocks or not.
Yeah, they do get a knock on Umi with the G36C, but it was from the other teammate. But he also did take some damage, dropping down to 50% HP, so he can't go for the repeat over there. And the other players also have rotated their position and moved back. So this is what Fixers was talking about earlier on, looking for controlled aggression. You can't just keep on pushing and pushing towards the other team and expect to win the fight every single time. Sometimes they are going to be in better position, so you need to try and dish out some damage, get a knock, and then see if you can find another opening. Need to get at least 2 knocks before you start to push in. Otherwise, you can get third party. Third parties are also quite prominent in this map of Vikendi.
Yeah, that's true. And if we look towards the map is just playing with the players. It moved towards the northern side of Mowata. Most of the team are outside the zone. And if we look forward to Ideal, they know that we are inside the zone. We just have to be on center of the zone. And the fight is still going between Team 247 versus PKVIRUS, and Team Solo Esports are also behind them. Okay, they just change the location. They're moving inside the zone, and PKVIRUS trying to spot some players of Team 247. Team 247 fall backing and again coming. Maybe they just don't want to give their location, or this is a different strategy.
Oh, but Solo, they're going to be in a bad spot. As so is going to be dropped down in the open. Moise and King, they need to be really careful. They spot out players right next to them on the snowmobile. The shots being fired, and the players do manage to escape somehow. That was just weird. Them driving together and driving with each other, but they still managed to get away. Shooting from a moving vehicle, it is really hard. It is really difficult. We know that, but the shots were taken, and it was a funny moment. But now the players, they are being spotted by the other players of PKVIRUS, who are still in the middle of the collision against the squad of 247 Gaming. They need to focus on one fight first. They end up losing one player on their side. Moise from Solo, he has been knocked down. King going for the revive. The smokes have been deployed to provide the cover, but can they survive? On the other side, riskOP stepping into the action are going to take their fight against the players of Thor, but Edgar with a nade is going to knock down one, finish off Rana with the shots coming in, but Raja, he's going to be burning alive as the Molotov was thrown through the window and it lands perfectly on him. 50% HP lost. Needs to step back and needs to heal up so he can support his teammates who are falling down.
Yeah, that's true. And if we talk about kill feed, the kill feed is just running, and riskOP got eliminated on the 11th position. Team TUF showing the same game they showed in the first day of PMCO Pakistan, and it's still going a fight between 247 versus PKVIRUS. I think so. Team 247 have to change their position, but they're inside the zone. They don't need have to change their position, but they can don't peek from the same position, because Team PKVIRUS know that where are the players and still fighting. And if we know that the kill feed is running, no rules got eliminated, HotShotSs come into the business. They are getting some kills as well. They are again showing that why they have the beast mode turned on.
Yeah, the beast mode has been turned on indeed, and they need to take it a step further. We are down to 9 teams, 28 players alive in this game. The 5th circle is here in a minute. We are going to have 6th circle as well. And Raja is going to be taken down from the side of PKVIRUS. Rana, Rathor, they are trying to support their team. But this fight has been going on for a really long time. Both these teams need to move in the next 40 seconds. Before the next 40 seconds, in fact, because the blue zone is right next to them. In the meanwhile, Solo, they lose another player and they are in a really bad spot right now. Somehow, just one player surviving. They can go for the revive and step back into the action, but that is going to be a tough decision and they need to find a way to make that one.
That's true, and PKVIRUS spent a lot of time. That's why they lost one player. And if we talk about Team Ideal, they're already inside the zone. They just have to keep the team coming and have to eliminate some teams. And if we look forward to Solo Esports, they just want to knock some teammates, get some kills as well. And yes, they are doing this as well, popping some smoke grenades to get a cover. And team number 19, they are moving towards they fight IGL. Okay, team, they got knocked out. A very nice play from MP5. Team TUF got eliminated. HotShotSs Bieber got in a domination.
Yeah, the MP5K flick coming in straight to the player on the back, and the shots did connect. Idol just taking an amazing fight, but now here comes the third party. They are losing their own players as well. TUF were taken down in that engagement, but HotShotSs, they're trying to find an opening. HotShotSs get third party from the back lines by PKVIRUS, and Senior is going to use the M16 and take down the players. There comes the finish on Team PKVIRUS, just trying to fight out from the open. It's not going to work out. It hardly ever works out, in fact. Team H2E also take an exit, down to 6 teams, 17 players alive. HotShotSs, they are reviving their own teammates and then are going to go for the fight.
Yes, that's true. And if we talk about Solo, 2 players are there alive, getting some kills as well as a placement point as well. And if we look forward to HotShotSs, 4 men alive, got 7 kills, want some more kills. And while I'm talking, ZARAR Esports, last player got eliminated. He is surviving from a long time and finally he just got eliminated and gathered a good amount of placement point. And if we look, here's a cluster of teams we can see here, and Team Ideal looking strong as well as Team FoolEsports.
Yeah, it is looking strong, their position, but the game is just about to come to an end in a few moments, and these teams, they are going to have to fight it out. The good thing for them is there are at least some compounds right now which have been taken over by IDL 247 and the squad of HotShotSs. Can they fight it out? It's going to be the question, and the one giving the answer is not going to be the players. The one giving the answer in this one, it's going to be the circle. But Solo, they are not looking to slow down even for a bit, as the players were knocked down a moment ago, but the revives have happened and they are looking to dominate the kill feed yet again. Have already secured 4 kills for themselves, but HotShotSs, they are trying to find an opening to get into the lands of IDL, just because there are some pixels separating them from the circle, and they will have to take that center hut at least to be in a safe position.
Team 247, 2 players are alive there, and Ideal have 3 players, and team number 18, which are HotShotSs, 4 plus 3 plus 2, 4 versus 3 versus 3. This is a situation in a lot of compounds, and if we know that Vikendi is also known for the heal battle, and HotShotSs are not stopping. They still need some kills, and Ideal teammates are near to them. Can they? Okay, HotShotSs spotted a player. Can he get the good? But unfortunately he got knocked out, and Ideal got eliminated. They are playing very amazing. HotShotSs are not stopping, but unfortunately, okay, one player is alive of Team Ideal. Can they make it? Only one player is alive. He having Uzi. One single bullet is there. He reloaded. Can he get him? And one more kill. Hassan is playing amazingly. He is just the last man surviving. Can he make it? But unfortunately, he got eliminated. But a great fight from Ideal side.
Yeah, it was a great fight indeed. They tried the level best but couldn't plan the execute, and I liked the last YOLO attempt attempt when the jump shot from the first floor was attempted. But the fight just going on in the favor of HotShotSs with the man advantage and with the execute just being perfect. ZARAR is the man knocked down. He's back on his feet again. Fool Groot was the man who is knocked down right now, slowly and steadily bleeding out in the open. And 247 Gaming, he has his crosshair behind the rock. He knows which edge the players might peek from, but now they plan on rotating. Just 2 players surviving, so they need to cover 2 different angles at the same time, unless they are going to be taken out. Lucky, he has been knocked down, and Lucky is going to be finished off as Senior from HotShotSs is going to charge in. 247 Gaming, the last man surviving. He has done a 1v4 earlier in the day on the map of Erangel. Can he pull another one in Vikendi as the players are just waiting for the numbers to come and the players to align, and then they will charge in. But Gaming with the Molotov is just going to delay the push, and HotShotSs, they are being patient, but here comes Senior. He is going to go for the play. The smoke is there, the vision is not there. Gaming takes down one, he does not take down the other, and the finish from Senior is going to be showing and putting the team in a man advantage. Now a 4-1-3 situation as ZARAR was knocked down. The revive is going to come and Smoke, he is going to try and find an opening for his team, get a knock from the side of HotShotSs, but Ayan with the Molotov is going to knock down Bunny, and the man advantage shifts from the side of FoolEsports on towards the HotShotSs. HotShotSs having an amazing game in this last one. 12 kills already being confirmed. Senior with 5, ZARAR with 4, Ayan with 2, and the last man, Aleem, with 1. It is an amazing performance that the HotShotSs are putting in. Fool Charlie trying to run towards his teammate to go for the revive, but the charge in has come in from the HotShotSs, and the fight is going to happen. Charlie is going to be dropped down as well. Just 2 players remaining. Groot and Smoke, and Groot is trying to go for the revives. They need to take this fight. The revives are not going to happen. Ayan goes for the fight, gets another knock. 1 man left surviving for FoolEsports. That is going to be Groot. He is out in the open, and this game looks like it is done and dusted. It is in the favor of HotShotSs. Senior with a nade going for the throw. He wants to finish it. Spots out Groot towards his left-hand side, but his teammate is going to finish it, and HotShotSs take the chicken dinner in this match of Vikendi with 16 kills to them.
Yeah, that's amazing gameplay by HotShotSs, and FoolEsports tried their best to get the chicken dinner, but they got the 2nd position. And yeah, 2nd position is not that bad. And if we talk about, but HotShotSs, they are showing the perfect dominance and electrifying performance from the side of HotShotSs, and I'm literally amazed.
Yeah, it was an impressive performance indeed. The rotations were on point. The fights they took were perfectly thought out. Apart from the last one, that charge in was pretty risky. It was a 1v1 situation, but now let us have a look at the MVP from this game, and it is going to be ZARAR with 6 kills, 736 damage, survival time of 28 minutes and 55 seconds, almost 29 minutes, and distance covered 8.97 kilometers.
Yeah, that's amazing stats from ZARAR, and HotShotSs are looking very amazing. They showing the perfect dominant, tremendous gameplay by them, because in the previous match they got 13 kills, and in this match they got 16 kills.
Yeah.
Yet they finished 2nd in the previous match, but now they just get the 1st position, get the chicken dinner, and 20 points plus 16 kills, which is equal to 36 points. This is going to give them a boost, because they are literally amazing, and I'm out of my thoughts.
Yeah, it is an impressive performance that they put up indeed, but where is this going to take them as far as the standings are concerned? Before that, let us have a look at the top 5 players from this game and see how well did the other players perform, the other 4 players perform in comparison to our MVP. And HotShotSs, we know Senior also had an amazing performance. 5 kills, 660 damage coming in from side. Ayan as well with 4 kills, 454 damage. TUF Edgar just keeping his team alive, getting 4 kills, those 4 crucial points. And PKVIRUS Rana with 3 kills is going to be the last man in the top 5 players.
Yes, amazing gameplay by HotShotSs. Again, 3 players in the top 5 players list from HotShotSs. That's why they are proving that, yep, again, they know that what to do. And I also appreciate Team FoolEsports when they are moving inside the zone. Here's a 2+2 split of the team, and you can spot one player from the left side, but from right side you can get some shots as well, and that's why FoolEsports is doing their best. They have the 2+2 split worked out, but not in the end circle, because HotShot already got them. One player also got knocked down, and if you just have to revive them because you have to take fights, and that's why HotShot used them as an advantage.
Yeah, HotShot's having the advantage and is living up to the name of being the HotShots in this match of the icy lands of Vikendi. The standings of the game are going to be in front of us with 36 points being earned by HotShot, 16 kills, a huge vacuum in the number of kills being picked up by them. FoolEsports are going to be there with 18 points. 247 Gaming also putting up a consistent performance. We saw them in the overall standings. They have a high enough standing in this game as well. They take 15 points. But Solo Esports, the last two players surviving, just somehow managed to earn the crucial placement points for their team. 11 points in total.
That's also amazing. And if we move forward, Team Ideal got 8 placement points, 11 total points. Team H2E also getting some points. And if we talk about Team No Rules, have 9th position with 6 placement points. ZARAR Esports, one man surviving, got the placement points. He managed to get some placement point. riskOP eliminated on 12th position, having only 2 points. And Golden Stars, Red Esports, they also have one single points. It's a bad game towards them because they have to show their perfect game.
Yeah, Red Esports just caught in an unfortunate situation wherein as soon as they landed in towards Xenopark, they were caught off guard. Talking about Risk, they had really good 2 first games and really bad 2 next games. So the day being even out for them, but they are still leading the charge as far as the leaderboard is concerned. They had amazing performances in the first 2 games, and as me and Fixers were discussing this as well, with enough games played, they have already in fact crossed the 100-point mark. We're sitting on 101 points, but let's not forget the people who got the chicken dinner in this one, HotShots, and look at their team card. This is the overall performance of the players. 21 kills by Barar, 3,610 damage. An impressive performance coming out from these lads. The only thing that I think that they are lacking a little bit is going to be the average survival time. It showcases that either they pop off really hard and go on a destruction spree, or they are just taken out quite early.
That's amazing. And if we look at the stats of Barar, he has 21 kills and 20 knockouts, which is showing that if he knocks a player, his team helps him, or he is going to eliminate the player instantly, because kills matter. And I want to talk about Team H2E. Everyone is just focused on the first and second position, but Team H2E getting a consistent game. They also get, in this game they have a 6th position, and previous game they have a nice position as well, and Team H2 is also playing very nice.
Yeah, they are playing very well, but let us see where they land on the leaderboard after this game, because now it is time to have a look at the standings for the team as of now. And riskOP with 6 games played, sitting on 103 points. HotShots, they are gonna be on the second after that one. 8 games played, 99 points, barely inching towards the 100-point mark, right on top of 247 Gaming with 95 points. So most of the teams being having played 8 games apart from our leaderboard's leader, that is riskOP, and H2E as well. They are sitting on the 5th position in the overall standings.
That's amazing. And if we talk about Golden Star, have played 8 matches, on 9th position having 57 points. TeamPKVIRUS on 10th position with 56 points. Team SCYTES played 4 matches, 11th position have 53 points. F4 Esports 12th position, 46 points. And if I look at TUF, they are coming up on 14th position with 39 points. And ZARAR Esports are also moving up on 16th position with 34 points, which is amazing.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the performance of SCYTES, F4 and NextGen, which is 4 games played. They're already within the top 16. But now moving forward, let us have a look at what I like to call the danger zone level 1. This is where you need to pull up your performance, and you need to step up and start moving up in the leaderboard just to have a safety cushion for yourself. Team Bablu, Falcons, TeamOP and IGen Esports, they've only played 2 games as of now. They are going to play their 3rd one right after this one, which is going to be played on Miramar, so you guys have to stay tuned for that. But they are in the top 24. Now these teams, they are in a really, really bad situation. This is the danger zone level 2. Exterminators, HFD, Oxy and HellRaisers. 2 games played for Exterminators and HFD, and Oxy and HellRaisers with just 1 each.
Yes, they just have to improve their gameplay. And I want to talk about RDX and Red Esports. They played 6 matches and still on the 3rd chart of leaderboard. They just have to improve their gameplay, have to focus on what they are doing wrong, and have to change their plan as well. And FoolEsports is amazing, and they also showed a nice game in Vikendi as well.
Yeah, an amazing, impressive performance coming in on Vikendi. But now let us have a look at the kill leaders as well and see which individual players are just leading the charge. Obviously, ZARAR is going to be the 21 kills, an amazing mark for them. Ideal Dino on the 2nd position with 19 kills.
Yep, and if we talk about senior, have 13 kills. Umi is on 4th position, have 13 kills as well, and Edgar is on 5th position with 13 kills. We have 2 players from HotShot, 1 player of IDL, 1 player of 247 and TUF. Dino, he is showing some dominance. He's most of the time he's the last man surviving, and he know what to do. He's spraying and amazing. The game, if we talk about the aim, is really amazing from Dino side. And ZARAR, we already know 20 knockouts and he converted them into 21 kills. This is already amazing, and I'm impressed from the gameplay of HotShotS as well.
Yeah, it was an impressive performance. Moving forward, we do see 247 Gaming there with 12 kills as well, and it was an amazing and interesting leaderboard with a lot of players, just us seeing how well they are performing. But now it is going to be time for the thing that you waited for since yesterday. It's going to be the Miramar match being played by the teams of Group C and Group D. But before that, we're going to head to a short break. You guys just stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, and once again, welcome back after that very short break. My name is Varun Super Johnny John. That is Fix is sitting right next to me, and this is the PMCO 2020 Fall Split Pakistan Region Group Stages. Now it is time for the match that was postponed yesterday, and it is going to be played by the teams of Group C and Group D on the map of Miramar, and the match is already live, so let us have a look at the trajectory of the plane.
And like we can see, this is somewhat a similar sudden shift that we might get to see from the flight path as the trajectory goes from Monte Nuevo towards Puerto Paraiso. A lot of the teams are going to have a lot of trouble going down on towards the northeastern side. And El Azahar is definitely a place where the teams love to land, but I guess if they have to go there, they will have to rely on those vehicles. So we have teams from Group C coming in. So Team Bablu is definitely one squad that we have to watch out for.
Yeah, it is going to be a team that we need to watch out for, because I just read something really interesting. When Bablu steps on the battlefield, it is a really nice line that someone said. When Bablu steps on the battlefield, people don't jiggle, they shake with fear.
I mean, that's a nice way of putting it out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Team Bablu, like we mentioned, was playing so well yesterday, especially that Sanhok game where they just went beast mode, berserk, completely eliminating everyone that came in their path, but eventually getting stopped by their own former teammate.
Yes, that was the best thing. That I think that has to be the perfect storyline as well. But now they need to be careful. They need to pick up their momentum. They're staying on the third set of standing. They can climb up, but one team that I'm expecting an impressive performance today from, and one team that I'm expecting to start outshining themselves in their previous performance, it's going to be HellRaisers and Team VFX. I'm sorry, that's two teams, because they are sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard right now. And these two teams have had an incredible run in the last PMCO. We know the caliber these players have, and this is going to be the time to bring all that experience, to bring all that aggression, that hunger that you say fixes, and start playing these games. And this match is going to be pretty intense because we have 16 teams again.
16 teams, that means a perfect lobby, but with that, the first fight has already begun, and Smoke taking down players left, right and center, and he will be finishing him off. And well, Team Fool is definitely, we have been talking about them. They've gotten those chicken dinners. They can get back into the league any single moment. But right now, Team Fool, they are playing around the Puerto Paraiso area. They have been joined by another team. We will just have to see as to whether they are going on the aggressive front, because one more knock, and I believe that will be the opening that they needed.
Yeah, the opening is going to be an important one as well. Fool, I think they can earn the points they missed out on in the earlier part of the day today, because those games, they put up a decent performance, but not really outshining anyone. This time, they can go for that and try and come back. They have had a momentum. They have time to warm up. Motu is going to be in a bad situation as the players from Team Fool, they do catch him off guard, isolated. IGen, they went for a 2-2 split, and the players from Fool, they line up right in front of Motu, just need to cross the that open road and try and finish him off. The players from IGen, they are on towards the right hand side, and they can try and come in to protect the teammate, but the distance is going to be just a bit too much.
I believe Motu, I think we have casted him during the World League when he was playing from freestyle, but right now, as you can see, Team Fool have lined up around him, and any moment they're gonna make that push happen. Bunny trying to take the longer route, trying to enter inside the compound, and the first, the foot cues have already been given, and right now it's Motu against the entire team of Fool. Can he survive? Can he pull off a really amazing clutch? He does have the experience. All he needs to do is play his cards right. He spotted down one member, instantly avoiding him and taking the other room instead. And we will just have to wait and see as to when members of Team Fool are going to push, and that's the push comes in, and Motu striking down on his opponents, but will get taken down. Some fire shots that would take it. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. That was brutal.
Why do you take that so much seriously? I mean, you catch a player off guard, might as well just finish him off with punches. He's there all alone. It's the early stages of the game, just 4 minutes, and you have nothing to do. You have nowhere to rush. You are on the edge of the circle. You still have time to go to the circle. Just take the opportunity and just force the player to tilt as well.
I'll tell you why these players take it seriously. This is a message. This is a call out that we are not gonna shy away from you. We are gonna enter. We're gonna beat you down, and then we're gonna make a statement out here. And that is exactly what Team Fool have been doing.
See, if you look at it that way, that's how players start to tilt in the game. You have to just
It's the mind games.
Yeah, it's the mind games. It's about the mind games. If you take it too seriously, you are going to tilt. That's going to impact your performance in the future. Good thing for these lads right now is that they are just playing this one game. The next game is going to be tomorrow, so they have time to reset. Otherwise, I wonder how the next game would go. In the meantime, PKVIRUS, they are charging in, and King is going to be finished from squad number 19.
I mean, no two thoughts are given while you're making those transitions, you're making those pushes. They know, they spot enemies, and these teams do know that, okay, I spotted one, I'm gonna get him. Does not matter how. Does not matter if I'm throwing a grenade or it's some gunshot, or maybe as the league progresses, we can see some few pan kills coming in. Anything is really possible out there, but right now, Team Fool, they've already got 2 kills, and they know if they spot one more member of IGen, then they are gonna make that push happen. But right now, Team Red, that was looking promising just a while ago, looks to be in a bit of a pickle right now, as 4 players, in fact, of team number 12, that is Team EXT, are spotting him down. Anubis, however, takes a big ad drag, knocks him down, finishes him off, and Red, right now, they are split apart, but that wouldn't really stop them. Ezio takes down Blade, Exxon has also been taken, and right as we see, Exterminator getting exterminated, but Maddie still being the survivor, taking down Joker, and will instantly finish him off. And with that, Exterminators are charging in. Maddie trying for that crowd shot, but was not enough, as Red will eliminate them off.
Yeah, Red went on to exterminate the Exterminators, and an early exit for them. They did get 2 points in total, and it is going to put them in a really weird situation because the overall standings as well, they were not doing too hot over there. One thing that I have found really interesting since the starting of the day, since we saw the Miramar earlier on, it's the drop location for teammates to E, all the way towards the south. Los Higos is where they go, and from there rotating in, they got the chicken in the chicken dinner in the last one. Can they do it again? Los Higos, Prison, Minas del Sur on the southern side of this map of Miramar. If you go there, it's going to be an early, slow early game for you. But then you transition on towards the late game stages, and having a slow early game means you have time to loot, you have time to think about the rotations, and since the teams do their homework, they do figure out from the scrims, from the previous matches, where the teams like to land and how they like to play, they can try and predict where the other teams are going to hold out. But H2E, they are going to take the early chip damage from the blue zone, as they have gone for slightly late rotation. Look at this. Look at Porto Palacio. Fool Bunny. He's still there.
He's still there. I believe he is waiting for the members of Team IGen to make their move, but little does he know that they've already moved inside the circle and are going to face Risk right now. And IGen, I guess, yes, there you go. They meet their makers, and 2 of their players being taken down by Team Fool, and the other 2 falling down towards Team Risk. So IGen, a team that we were all looking forward to, has been one of the teams that went in really early.
Yeah, one of the teams that went in really early, and 14 teams alive in this game, 53 players right now. riskOP, they had an amazing early day today. The last set of games that they played, not so great, but they still have a lot of points. They're sitting at 103 right now. They're going to try and get themselves a safety cushion so that the first spot in the standings, in the leaderboard right now, is going to be theirs no matter what. We do see the squad of HellRaisers on the northern side of Monte Nuevo.
And Well, this time the circle is on the other side. It's favoring Montenuevo, and we see Red sitting in the epicenter, waiting for all the teams to close in. But if you take a look at the airdrop that we have, Groza, I absolutely love this weapon. Be it any map, this weapon is so good on those close range fights. If you know how to control your recoil well, then you can also control it on the mid ranges. And there you go. Talk about Team Bablu. They are already in for a prowl, and the aggression coming in clearly shows how deadly this team is taking that first knock. But there you go. I think Team Fool has found their second victim, and will he meet the same fate?
I think so. The players are grouping up
Just
around.
hovering around, man.
Yeah. They are just waiting for the opportunity. All right, I think they are waiting for his teammates to come in, and they have spotted them out. The shots come in. Charlie goes for the retaliation fire. Now going in the flanking position, they just charge in. They're not waiting for anything. The charge in is going to come in. Charlie on the high ground. They've knocked down one more. A 2 versus 4 situation with the M16 at close range. He needs to burst that weapon properly to finish this guy off, and that's what he's going for. Goes for the shots, finishes him off as well, and that's going to be Fool wiping out riskOP in just a matter of seconds.
Is this the same team who is sitting in the top of the leaderboards and was just wiped out in a blink of an eye? Well, Johnny, at this moment, we need to rethink.
I mean, yeah, I guess we need to rethink the strategies over here, because you know what? riskOP, they had the ridge. The players of Fool was just running around in circles against the players that they knocked out from the side of riskOP, and they still missed the shots. They did not get a knock from the side.
I mean, for a split second, I really need to consume what just happened right now. They were just wide around, roaming in the open. I think Risk had all the chance in the world to take out their players down. And that was not just a statement. That was, bullying. The bullying is the word. They were just like, okay, you can take a few shots at me. Try your luck. Try your luck. And the last player just went in, jumped around with an M16, does not care about anything in this world, and just finished them off. Just like, a whisk, they were gone.
Yeah, they were gone just in a matter of seconds, but now we're going to have to focus on other teams as well and see how they decide to tackle this squad of Fool, who look like they're back in the same form that they were in the very first game of Erangel today, and that was a deadly situation. They were taking all the fights. They were so dominating, but now PF Madness, he tries to go for the peak fire on the players of ZARAR, who are in the cliff right in front of them. That is going to be a tricky fight to focus on, because the players from ZARAR, they have been really tactical today. Look at this, the smoke being poured out in the gap that was exposing them to their opponents, and now the players just step back and hide behind the rock and wait the situation out.
And taking a look at the circle here, we can see that Montenuevo circle really happening. And Bablu, they are just waiting on the sidelines, just on the edges, as they have smelt their enemies. They know a lot of teams are coming, and a lot of teams means a lot of kills. And they are certain to take a few members down. But instead, going for the, higher play over here, they are going to the center of the circle. But what I would really look forward to is which team in particular is gonna take that hill compounds. And if you have that hill advantage, you've got a lot of things coming in for you. You're gonna get a lot of vision, a lot of information, and with that, a lot of kills.
Yeah, a lot of kills indeed, but the cluster has already started to form in the center of the circle, where HellRaisers, TeamOP, and here comes the death squad of Team Bablu charging in on towards the compound of TeamOP. Pikachu on the flank, he spots out one. Rajput is going to be in trouble as TeamWolf from the backgrounds were dishing out a lot of damage. The nade is being cooked. Snaker, he needs to be careful. He is on the high ground and he can create havoc for Team Bablu as he tries to pick off TeamWolf on the back line. But HR, they are also picking off players of TeamOP. One guy has been taken out. That was Rajput. Pikachu is going to be dropping down to the nades, and it was his own grenade that came to his demise. Teen Wolf is so far behind. There might not be a revive for him, although Pikachu can be back on his feet in an instant. Team Bablu, they're in a really bad situation. And HellRaisers, this is what we expected from the squad. This is the kind of performance we were waiting from this team, and they're finally showing up.
They indeed are showing up, but what we see in front of us is 3 teams fighting, and Bablu somehow needs to figure out as to how they're gonna get themselves out of the situation. And by the looks of it, Danny is trying to bait out the buggy, but no, Rajput is in there. But at the right nick of time, the nade comes in, but it is too late, as instantly the finish also comes in by Team OP. But Team HellRaisers, they are not looking away. They are not shying away from a fight. They have spotted members of Team Pakistan Falcon and Pikachu throwing another grenade. It's cooking up, but it will go. But will it connect in the right direction? No is the answer, as Team Bablu, they are struggling right now. We have heard a lot of lores about them, a lot of fables describing how incredible this team is, but right now they are certainly sinking.
Yeah, they are sinking indeed, and Team OP is taking full advantage of that situation. They need to come out of the situation alive, but we have seen what the two players can do. Tyrant and Pikachu, the two lads who have stuck together for a long time. HR Khan 420 from the high ground, and the M4 6X on it. He's gonna look to finish the players in front of him. Tyrant, his crosshair is just waiting for Tyrant to step out of the hut, so he can just take him out in an instant. There's a slight gap between the smoke and the door, and he's just positioned on that small gap.
But in the meanwhile, Hamza got 2 knocks for himself, and we have seen a lot out of Team RDX, a lot of good potential coming in, and Professor, the man himself, goes down, and he will just reload his Vector, and a pretty interesting choice of weapon as well, Vector in Miramar. But, well, this is the Pakistan region. This is a region of unpredictability, of surprises, of pure aggression, and these players are not shying away from it. Hamza will take the first aid and will also give a revive onto his teammates, but Pikachu getting caught from somewhere else. PKVIRUS taking him down, and now just that one survivor from Team Bablu is alive. Tyrant, is he gonna be enough? 13th position is what they will exit at if Tyrant goes down, because Arshid does know his position, has lobbed a grenade, almost bringing him down to maybe 2 HP. Grenade goes in there from Tyrant himself, and he is healing up, but can he heal at the right nick of time? And this is the moment where they can actually make a push coming in, but there are already 2 squads. HellRaisers have pushed it, Tyrant cooking the grenade for quite some long, and this might be suicidal, and we will have to see as to what goes on in this fight as HellRaisers charge in.
Yeah, Tyrant with a nade just faked out the player and just forced him to get away. But Snaker, he charges in with the other players from HellRaisers, and HellRaisers are going for the split fight. Arshid focused on Tyrant totally, and Adnan and Snaker, they're trying to take the fight against Team OP, who is just a 3-man squad surviving in that compound. They need to charge, and they need to charge, and now they are going to get backstabbed from the distance by the players of ZARAR, who we can see in the distance. The Molotov is going to force Tyrant in the corner. He is going to be in a troublesome situation, but these 3 teams, who is going to come out on top? Tyrant, he can have the opportunity to actually third party and pick up a few kills for his team and a few points along with those, but he needs to wait for the perfect moment. Arshid, his only job is to stop that from happening. His job is to stop Tyrant from escaping and just wreaking havoc on any of those, especially his own teammates. That is the squad of HellRaisers, and one after the other, the Molotovs are going to do damage to the players of Team OP. Arshid steps out for a second and is going to take some shots in his direction, so he goes back in cover.
Yes, he does. He does go back in cover, but there you go. Khan 420 entering in the fray inside the enemy territory, looking to take over this compound, as it's gonna be very detrimental. But Hacker, we see him taking down members of Pakistan Falcon, and will also get traded off by Madness, who is absolutely gone mad over there. with those 2 kills. And to confirm, Snaker throwing that grenade to perfection, but no, it just barely shies away from the players of Team OP. But Rajput really needs to hold his flanks right. He really needs to play his cards right, because one small mistake can result into an elimination.
Yep, it is going to result in an elimination, and a super early elimination as well. Look at this. Snaker, they want to take down the one guy first. Snaker and Arshit going on Tyrant. Tyrant takes the one, but the second one is going to get him. And with that, that is going to be an unfortunate situation for Team Bablu, going down on the 10th position. 3 points in total, 1 for the kill and 2 for the placements. But now with that, HellRaisers, they have taken down the Danger Man. Now all their attention is going to be focused on Team OP, and as you can see, one after the other, the players are losing health bars second by second. One guy driven low, one guy knocked down, Adnan was traded out, and now Snaker and Arshit, they try and charge in as Khan 420 is trying to take the fight. The delay is going to come in. Rajput jumps out, Khan charges in, they double peek him from different angles. Snaker goes in, he can't get the knock, and that's going to be the finish, not a knock. Team OP take an exit.
And there you go, HellRaisers also have to enter inside the circle, and they are taking a lot of damage from the play zone. A lot of the players being the victim, in fact. But PKV, I mean, Rator does have that AWM, and he uses that to perfection. There you go, Bhutto taking down a lot of teams out there, a lot of players out there. PKV already sitting at 6 kills, 24 players are alive, 8 teams still standing, and they are finding themselves in a very good position, at a very good spot, as the circle slowly inching down onto it. Montenuevo, but Solo up, so finding one of PKV's players, Bhutto. He is really knocked out and he's taking a lot of damage. I will have to see as to how is he gonna get revived. But Bunny taking down the last players of Team HellRaisers, and with that, down goes Team HR.
Yeah, Team HR, they are going to be in a lot of trouble in the overall standings as well. Not just this game, but Fool, they look like they could be having their hands full as the players are being taken down. Solo Absa is solo-y, pincering down the entire squad of PKVIRUS. And Absa is just wreaking havoc with his weapons, just making sure he makes the scope count. And also, PKVIRUS, they're focused on the wrong situation. Fool, they were coming in from the blue zone. They have the pressure. Peking can delay this fight. First, they need to deal with the squad of Solo, who are trying to finish off these players and not allowing them to move inside the circle.
FoolEsports, they have 3 of their players revived, alive already, and have revived the last player as well. And with that, they are sitting at 7 kills already, followed by Team PKVIRUS. So their kerfuffle might be the one that we are looking forward to. But if you talk about Team Solo, they are sitting dead smack in the center of the circle, and there goes that shift going towards the southern side. We will have to see as to which team is gonna benefit that, and that certainly is Team Solo. Team Oxy is also trying to make that rotation in at the right nick of time, but right now this is where Team Fool is gonna be tested. They have to enter inside the circle, and almost everyone has spotted them. A lot of shots being taken down on towards their side. Team PKVIRUS will definitely not let them get inside.
Yep, letting them not get inside is going to be a pretty big deal, because now it's not just them you're going to be facing, it's the other teams. Most of the teams right now are outside the circle, so along the edge, and they get charged upon. The damage has been done by Moise. The finish off is going to come in from the player of R3D. Zio, he just blew up the vehicle. Moise did most of the damage. The kill just being handed over.
I mean, he would definitely be the sad person over here. He just had a free kill coming in for him, and it was taken down by someone else. But Solo King will not shy away from a fight as he takes down Rana. And with that, Team Solo are marching inside, taking down one of the players of PKV, Zordari. And with that, the push comes in. Team Solo wants to take the chicken dinner, as they have been having the eye on it for quite some long time. But Syke is revealing himself a lot, as players of Team Fool would have had him spotted down. But right now, look at Team Pakistan Falcons. They have a good position in the arena, and Chikna, he is just prone in, waiting for the right opportunity to shine. And Team RED, Rishaw and Azio, these two players are definitely one to look out for. But look at Team FoolEsports. They have all their 4 players intact and have already gotten themselves 9 kills. Can they enter into the circle at the right nick of time? Can they avoid all the fights? And can they have the smokes displayed, deployed in the perfect direction? But Bunny has spotted out Solo King, and this is trouble.
Yeah, this is trouble indeed, but now it is going to be even more trouble since the airdrop is dropping in right in the middle of these players. We are down to 6 teams alive, 19 players in this game. The nade from Trinda is going to make sure that Park Falcons are going to lose out on Moses, and it is Madness. I'm sorry, and Madness is going to be finished off in a little while. All right, Order has other plans. He comes in for the revive for his teammate. The pressure being created is going to make sure that Trinda from the Oxy squad is going to be pincered down. He has healed up and he's going to fall back. So once again, the controlled aggression. You need to make sure you're not forcing a bad situation, just getting a little bit too greedy. After every single log, you need to go back and analyze. Can you go for the finish on the team, or is the team having a certain point of advantage that they can use against you?
That we will have to see, and very rightfully put, Johnny. But look at Team Fool. They've got the blessings of the circle, but a few players have been taken down. Smoke getting eliminated. One player took the knock, but the other team took the kill over there. But Team Solo sitting at the center of the circle, being the center of attention, and they've got teams absolutely from every single direction. But Oxy's Basit, he is in a lot of fire, and a team from Pakistan Falcons, they are charging in. Players, they do not want to stop, but Basit with that impressive skill set takes down Madness, will instantly want to finish him off, wants that kill for himself, but Order, he does not want to stop, taking down Boltrix, and Order is charging in, and that's some crouch play coming in, but Trinda will find him, and he will get traded for someone else, and Oxy Basit, this is absolute pandemonium, very well described, and right now, Basit is making that push for getting himself inside the circle. Chikna is very low on his HP, does not have a single med. He has to hold on to his horses at this particular moment.
Yeah, you have to hold down indeed, as the players are going to have to try and keep calm and find a way to take these fights from multiple different directions. Oxy is going to try and push in towards the circle. The only thing stopping them is going to be PKVIRUS's Rathor. We're down to 5 teams, FoolEsports, Red Esports, R3D, just with 1 player, TeamPKVIRUS with just 1 player, Rathor. You do see them sitting in and hiding, just trying to see. He hears the sounds around him of the players running and trying to cross over, but he is not going to shoot, because the moment he does, it's going to be the death of him. And R3D, they still managed to make it. And here Solo Esports, they are doing really good for themselves. All 4 players alive and have 6 kills for themselves. All right, Oxy is going to be in trouble as Basit is going to be spotted out. The shots come in from Rathor, but he's going to be finished off. And now Solo, they start charging in. They want to finish these players. King, he's going to spot out the players from Oxy on the other side of the wall. Goes for the shots, knock down Yuzi, and Basit is the last man standing. The blue zone damage is going to come in, but they get backstabbed by Shaw from R3D. He's going to be finished off. Solo, they can go for the finish, and they do already, as the blue zone finishes the last player of Team Oxy, and Team Solo, they get the chicken dinner.
Oh my goodness, what a final circle fight that we got to witness, where Team Solo did really hold on to the center, and every player, like their name justifies, just was watching those solo individual directions, and everything was executed to perfection, leading to that chicken dinner.
Yeah, the chicken dinner was pretty impressive indeed, and they're going to be happy about it. But that is also going to improve their performance in the overall standings and the leaderboard. That is the most important thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. This was the chicken dinner that was long coming. We have had seen some very, very good displays out of this team.
Yeah.
But somehow they could not really find themselves crossing the pole position. But let's take a look at who the MVP in this particular game is going to be. And no doubts here over, as we see Smoke 4 kills, 836 damage, 22 minutes of survival time, and almost 8 kilometers of distance covered.
Yeah, the team did not make it to the final stages, but they did all they could in the early game stages, and it was an impressive performance. But I think you have to sort of also blame the other team for messing up, the team that they finished off with the charge. And if you see 4 players in front of you, you have the cover, you need to at least knock down 2 of them. They were exposed, completely exposed.
Well, this could have been a good chicken dinner had the zone favored team Fool for them. But, they made a couple of mistakes, firstly giving up on the vehicles. But we will discuss about that later as we have the top 5 players of this particular match on our screens right now. Following Smoke will be Snaker, Absol, being an absolute dominator over there, and Ezio standing till the end and giving a lot of fight, and Solo King also joining the fray.
So 4 veterans of the scene being led by a new player, and an incredible sight to see. But all these players, I was expecting Snaker to come back and HellRaisers to come back. They did do that in this game, but to be honest, I expected an even better performance, because after they took down Bablu, they went in for the squad of TeamOP, and after that they messed up their rotation a little bit. That's when they flustered it, but they still have more matches to go, so can expect them to come back stronger in the next matches. At least they started building up momentum for themselves. But let us now have a look at the standings for this game.
Team Solo Esports holding on to their grounds, 9 kills for themselves, 29 points from one single game. But Team Oxy, a team that was silent entirely through the match and in the final circles, got those 4 kills and ended up second position at 18 points, followed by Red Esports, 7 kills for them and 17 points. But FoolEsports, what an amazing run that they have had, landing off at Puerto Paraiso, I believe, taking a second squad down, and with that they just marched in. But if we take a look at the bottom half of the table, a few disappointments over here. Team Bablu definitely being one.
Yeah, just 2 points for placement, finishing on the 10th position, 1 kill coming in. But we know this team can pop off at any time, so they still have games. Another couple of names that are supposed to be on the top of the standings are gonna be Team H2E and IGen. The problem with IGen that happened was they were just caught off one by one, and when they were charged upon 1v4s, so you can't really fight your way out of those. It was a tough one for IGen, especially just as they landed, they lost 1 player, and that was the player that was supposed to support Motu and help him loot and get ready for the late game stages and the fights, and Motu wasn't given that opportunity as well. As soon as his teammate died, he was supposed to just stay and keep his head down. They hunted him down, finished him off, and then went after the rest of the players, just one after the other team being wiped out. An unfortunate game, but you have more matches remaining, so opportunity for a comeback is always going to be there.
Absolutely, but we will have to take a look at the winners, and this is Team Solo. So Absol being very dominating, 14 kills, 3,000 damage already, and rest of the players, if you look at them, they're 1400 each, and he himself, just that one player, 3,000. That's abysmal.
Yeah, so as we were talking about the individual players, Absol and Psych, we know they used to represent Envy. Ghost coming in from the former squad of Bablu. And here's the thing. When Absol and Psych used to play for Envy, that was during the last PMCO, they came into the tournament as the favorites to win the entire thing. They were the best team back then. Even some would say, some would argue that at that time, Envy was a little bit better than Bablu as well, and all the other teams. So this time, these 2 players, they are showcasing that this new squad can be better than the previous one, and this new lineup is definitely blowing our minds.
Well, definitely, if you have got your team composition right, if you've got the right players, the right mentality, then you're definitely out to shine. But yes, like we saw Team Fool, it was quite synonymous with how TSM Entity plays. They isolate their enemies, they know that they have to charge in, and that is exactly how they did. Took down 2 players of IGen over there, and the rest were, I believe, taken down by Risk, if I'm not wrong. So that is how things ended up for Team IGen. One of those teams which we we were actually looking out for. I believe they were Gaming Hub formerly, and
IGen was fine. Gaming Hub is NextGen.
There's a lot of similarities,
Yeah.
a lot of confusion. Hellfires, we tend to get confused. But apart from that, yes, an amazing Miramar game that we got to see, a rather interesting circle, Monte Nuevo, getting that, new element as to how do you hold on to the centers, and Team Solo played it to absolute perfection.
Yeah, they played it to perfection. They were gatekeeping everyone perfectly, and when the time came in, a slight hiccup towards the end when the players got backstabbed, but that was an instant finish on that lad as well, and an amazing performance from Team Solo and the other teams along with them. One of those teams is going to be PKVIRUS. The way the last player just stood his ground, not stood his ground, just laid on his ground that was inside the house. That was incredible. I just wish he would have stayed in a little bit longer because the players were just about to cross him. He did try to take the fight, but it was the backstab that came in on him that caused him the trouble.
I mean, if he would have taken a bit of a damage from the circle, would have just waited for the rest of the players to just move ahead, and then could have gone in for a backstab, because that was a suicidal case. He knew that he's gonna get taken down some point or the other. What he could have really done is would have gone for those 1 or 2 kill points, instantly knocking him down, finishing him off in one breath. But yes, like we were discussing, this game could have been FoolEsports had they had the circles, or what they could have done is held on to their vehicles, and one of the players playing the sacrificial role could have provided cover fire, and the rest could have just gone charged in. But for that to happen, you had to get those initial knocks on Team Solo, who were actually kind of exposing, but Team Fool taking fire from all directions, not just from that one side, from this side as well. So it was a rather unfortunate outing for them.
It was an unfortunate outing. Plus, I think the way the game started for them might have just given them a little bit of overconfidence. And that also impacts their abilities. If you are having a really good early game, if you have picked off 2 squads and already are starting out with 6 kills within the first 10 minutes of the game, need to calm down a little bit, need to take a breather, and then focus on the later stages, because that usually tends to happen. Teams that are doing really well, they get a little bit too over-aggressive in certain fights and then end up getting wiped out.
Well, that's why I said they're synonymous to TSM entity, and controlled aggression was the word that I have been emphasizing on the maps of Miramar. I mean, yes, you can obviously just go all guns blazing, but if you're not too careful, if you're right out in the open, you are supposed to get punished, and that is exactly what happened with Team Fools. But if you talk about Team Bablu, I also feel they could have also held on to their horses. One of their players was providing the cover fire, but he had gotten knocked out, and few wrong decisions really led to the demise of Team Bablu.
I completely agree with that. Once again, controlled aggression is the name of the game on this map. You need to stay focused, you need to calm down and think carefully. But Team Bablu, I mean, I'm not going to blame them. That is sort of their play style. One thing that was different this time was at least they left someone behind. Usually you see the squad just run in 4-man guns blazing, and they do not give a damn who is in front of them. But for now, let's have a look at the kill leaders and see which player is going to be leading the charge over there. It's going to be ZARAR with 21 kills.
And followed by Dino, then Smoke comes into action. Abso also really putting up quite a show, but Dice also in the fray as well. So taking a look at the damage, I mean, HotShotSs has definitely been the talk of the town. And if you take a look at the the second half of the kill fraggers, we have Senior, we have Umi from 247, and Edgar. I still remember his grenading domination, the grenading skills they have. Gaming and Lucky will also join Umi in the kill leaders as well. And well, we are done with the kill leaders, but what I'm really waiting for is the overall standings. I want to see how these teams fare up, and we'll get that in just the next few seconds. But yes, overall today's day, the same aggression that we got to see. A few teams really stepped up, like Team HotShot. That definitely impressed me a lot today.
Yeah, that was an impressive performance from that team, and I mean, this Miramar game was a lot different from the last one. The last one was a little bit slow-paced. I mean, yeah, we did have 14 teams in there, but 16 in here. But that did not change much for the teams. The teams in this one were already getting into the action from the very get-go. and that I think has sort of changed a lot of the way the teams look at different maps. Because earlier, I remember when we used to cast in the early days back in 2019 and the earlier part of this year as well, it was really aggressive.
Yeah.
Now the backup plans are being thought out, the directions are being watched, and that is really good for the teams. HellRaisers, let's talk about them. Really good performance. I keep saying this, really good performance from the lads in the spring split, but this time they're having a slow start. And what they need to focus right now in this group stages, not just HellRaisers but Team Oxy as well, it's going to be to stay in the top 24, because the top 24 means you get to play more matches. Staying out of the top 24 means you're done for this PMCO.
Well, for this team, I would say they need to know how to choose between a good fight and a bad fight.
Yeah.
Obviously, they rushed on towards that compound. They took that fight against TeamOP and also wiped out the last player of Bablu. I believe that was Titan. But there, they realized that it was too late. Either you push in really fast, because most of the players got picked off by the zone, and that is where that entire thing about you need to know which fights to pick, because before that, they were sitting on the top of the hill.
Yep.
They could have easily avoided, could have got inside the circle, might have had a better position, might have had a better outing, and could have earned themselves a few more points.
I really like a saying that sort of Ketan has, and he keeps telling us again and again. And it goes like final circle over a few kills any given day.
Yes.
You have to focus on the placement points. You have to prioritize the huge chunk of points that you get just for surviving.
Yes, because in the final circle, if your positioning is right, if you have got the players looking in the right directions, obviously you're going to find a lot of kills. Look at Team Oxy. During the 6th circle, I saw them sitting at dead smack 0 kills. But by the game ended, they ended up at the 2nd position with 4 kills. And that's a very decent outing. They got the position points. They got 14 points out of it and 4 more for the kills. Which is certainly any day better than going kill fragging early.
Exactly, especially in a series wherein you're supposed to play 12 games, 18 points in every single game is a really good average to have.
Exactly, of course. If you not even 18, if you can just keep it around 12, or maybe 15 to be on the safer side, you are looking yourself at the top 3 position, not even kidding. And that is exactly how all those consistent teams, if you take a look at the World League, Box Gaming, that's certainly a name that comes up. And yes, that team did show how do you become consistent. And the best thing that they did, all they did was take their fights right, get inside the circle, have the central position, and have their players spread up, and teamwork always makes the dream work.
Yeah, teamwork always makes the dream work. I really like that, and it was that way indeed for most of the teams that played these matches today. And if you want to see these teams again, this is like they are gonna play their last game that was from yesterday's day, that is Vikendi tomorrow. But let's talk about tomorrow's matchups as well. Tomorrow we're gonna have Group B and C stepping on the battlefield, and that is gonna be intense as well. We're gonna see Portal Esports.
Yes, certainly Portal Esports, a team that has a lot of reputation to maintain, but it's a relatively newer squad, because their players are now playing for F4, and I believe they will be back in action tomorrow. So eyes will be on a lot of teams, and yes, Team Bablu. I mean, I just casted one game and I was a sad person, because the way that you and Ocean talk about them, the stories that I've heard about them, I could not see that coming. So certainly, Team Bablu, if you're watching this, go all in. Show me what you got. And also a message for all the teams. You have to really put your heart into the game. You have to put your best shot every single match till you end up with your 12 games, and then proceed to the next round, because this time in the PMPL we have 3 slots from Pakistan.
Exactly, 3 slots from Pakistan, 4 from South Asia and 5 from India, along with the teams that are already invited into the PMPL Season 2. So the intensity is going to be pretty high. We are finally going to get to see how the action faces off against teams from these 3 regions, and how the teams sort of strategize against each other. That is going to be so awesome. I can't wait for that to happen, and I can't wait to find out which 3 teams at the end of this PMCO are going to move forward into the PMPL Season 2.
Absolutely, and we will have to see, because today were Risk, who was sitting on the top, right?
Yeah.
On the top and had the highest points and had 2 games left, had crossed that 100-mark barrier. But the way Team Fool just eliminating them, like they were right out in the open. Team Risk, in fact, had all the cover in the world that they could have had. But despite that fact, they just went all in. No grenades, nothing, just pure aggression, pure gun skills. And he just jumped with an M16, a burst weapon, and wiped out the last player. And there you go, the top of the table. They are wiped out just like that.
Yeah, and the best part is, I like the fact that he had confidence in his teammates to take down the rest of them, because he was already charging in when they just got the second knock. And that in itself is pretty impressive. You trust your teammates. Like 3 lads shooting on 2 people, you are definitely going to get a knock. But there was a risk that they were so exposed that they might get knocked instead. And if that happened, that one guy with the M16 would have been gone as soon as he crossed the ridge.
I mean, if you remember, they knocked down one member on the buggy and they were just hovering around waiting for the other players to pop in. But with that being said, we do have the overall standings right in front of your screens, and Solo Esports are taking the lead this time with 1 points. Quite an impressive number.
Yeah, Solo Esports is showcasing the kind of amazing gameplay they can bring in with them. 111 points for them. riskOP, as I said, they started off the day pretty good, but they did not end on a high note. 106 points. They were 111 after the very first, 101 after the very first game they played today. But moving forward in the standings, we will have a lot more teams stepping in tomorrow. But for now, TUF with 8 games played, sitting on the 15th position, and the point difference looks like it is getting bigger and bigger as we drop down. The big one being between 9th and 13th position in general. But last set of standings, so Team Oxy, they've somehow managed to climb to the 24th with 20 points.
And they've just played just 3 games. So when we see them tomorrow in action, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a very good outing. And this is a team that has focused on the possession points. But if we go dead last, we see a few teams that have just played 3 games. So I would not make any speculation or a big fuss out of it. But I certainly think when they are going to come in tomorrow, we can expect a better outing from them.
Yeah, because we are done for today, and the next matches are going to be played tomorrow between teams Group B and C. And the 5th game tomorrow is going to be again from teams from Group C and D. So again, 5 games coming in tomorrow. We're going to be signing out for today. My name is Varun Super Johnny John, being joined by Fixes. You guys take care and bye-bye.